Okay, I'm gonna sync.
No,
gonna
we
say
already. This
one,
is the
two,
start.
three.
We already started the podcast.
No, we didn't. No, we did not. You did not start the podcast. You controlling little C word.
That's going in.
Damn.
Oh, it's already recorded. I don't care.
Hey, and welcome back to the
okay.
Procrastinators Podcast. It's me, your host, best guy ever. Today we're back to talk to you about a thing with some people with all your favorite internet friends.
Before we get into that, I have some yellow thoughts.
Yellow thoughts.
I'm having a couple of yellow thoughts. Oh man!
If you think about it,
this is gonna
yellow is not even yellow.
Oh, I hate that part.
A concept.
All right, but first of all, so today our fucking Urban Dictionary word of the day is.
Yeah, we're going way
let's
back.
Go to Urban
Dictionary word of the day is
look up deaf.
Mode.
Look up deaf. Look up deaf on Urban Dictionary, and so we can use that to explain what's currently going on.
Death, an excuse
Hello,
to
everybody.
get out of work.
Damn. So a procrastinator is what
It's
you're
almost
saying.
like you're procrastinating by dying.
Yeah, true. Exactly. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Main Character Syndrome. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales. And for people who don't know all the schizophrenic ramblings we just did right now, our older sibling podcast just died.
Is that what
recently.
You call
it? Yeah, basically. We
the PC.
You can't fight it.
The
we're
PCP adjacent universe.
We're all PCP adjacent till the day we die.
Which may come sooner than you think.
Just like the PCP.
Someone. Okay, for the viewers who have no idea who the fuck the PCP are, how would you describe them?
An offshoot of the heyday of bronyism gone wrong.
That's pretty perfect.
I would call them like if the bronies had like a Beatles, that'd probably be the PCP.
No, I don't think.
I want to hold your hand.
No, I don't think that.
Trixie.
I don't think that works.
Trixie became the John Lennon. Was the John Lennon? Then she became the Yoko Ono.
Who's Yoko Ono? Would it be Bird or May? No, it'd be Bird, right?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
It would be Riley.
Trixie left way after. It would be
Trixie was
what's his name? Riley.
Yeah, it'd be Riley would be the Yoko Ono.
Well, no.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be because he's not even
This
in
is kind
the
of sad
PCP.
because I like Yoko Ono.
Well, Yoko Ono was never in the Beatles, right?
Oh, you know what?
So, yeah.
No, it's just because it's just like something like misogynistic, like
Yeah.
people can say, because like, oh god, men cannot be responsible for their own groups that break up. It always has to be women, especially a trans.
Everyone
woman in
knows
this case,
it's all Paul McCartney's fault.
It's all Jesse
True.
McCartney's
I
fault.
believe that. It's all endless Jesse McCartney.
Yeah, so the
not feeling
PCP,
that rush.
the PCP was a podcast of like 12 to 17 people who used to be bronies. There was one who you may have heard of called Digibrony MLP.
She was the only
She was the most relevant one, the most famous one that most people learned about, and many people joined listening to the podcast, including me. What did you guys get into the PCP with?
This is gonna be funny, but I started listening. I was already listening to Digibro, thanks to the Pizza Party podcast when she first guest.
We gotta talk about that
too. Yeah, so when she first guest on that, I was like, oh, this Digibro person sounds kind of smart, and I was more into anime. I mean, I'm still into anime, but I guess I was more willing to listen to anime content back then. And I fell into the Digibro curse. I thought this guy was a genius.
Digibro was.
I still.
Was a big moment. And okay, I'll say this about Digibro. Yeah, if you never watched Digibro, you've heard all the worst things in the world about her. But they're all true. But see, if you were in it, you wouldn't get it. Get it unless you were in it. You.
I think I first got
you
into
had to be there.
They did a what is anime video, and they had a thumbnail that was Avatar.
Very famous phrase.
I'm like,
The
interesting.
What anime is a Japanese
The
word.
thing about Digibro that
Classic.
got people so into Digibro is there was a channel called Digibro After Dark where she's now trans. She's a woman.
Oh yeah,
now.
that was like crack. That entire channel.
Every day, multiple videos, pretty much every day. She basically just like vlog her entire life. Most of it was her living in her dingy little attic in her parents' house. And she would just talk about anime, talk about thoughts. And over the course of many years, you got to like innately, deeply understand the thought process of another human being. And that's really the main draw that gets you sucked in. Whenever you're like a extremely lonely fucking 20-something, or I guess teenager, this other person who's like always there just shooting their thoughts out, and you're like, oh, I get it, they're so right, I get it.
Just like she's just like me, for real. She's just like
It came
me.
at the right time. I guess I was like just getting out of high school and going into college. I was like extremely lonely, barely had any friends to talk to, and I got into the PCP. I found Ben Saint's one day I was just on Twitter. Ben Saint, who I was following on Twitter, was streaming a video game on Twitch, and I was like, all right, I'll join. Turns out,
And this was your first mistake.
that was the
First
beginning
mistake
of the
many.
end. That was where my life split off from the
Basically.
golden
You were
path.
first marked with the Ben taint.
That was when, that's when the
Yeah,
Ben
exactly.
Taint seeped in, and my life diverged from the golden path it was designed to be on.
Admittedly, I got into Ben way after I became a fan of Give and Take. I liked Gibbon's video game videos.
Yeah. So back then it was Ben and his girlfriend Jackie, and they did like a little Twitch stream, whatever, and they had a Discord server, and I joined that server, and it was, the rest is history.
Yep, yeah, you know the rest of that story, folks. And if you don't, we're not gonna say it. This is not the.
That was
not
my
that
first
kind of
real
podcast.
online community, other than like 4chan, which I wouldn't really count.
Yeah, you don't gotta count.
It's not.
4chan doesn't deserve the credit.
I mean, yeah,
For
this
me,
is a community
sure,
where I had
sure.
actual friends and knew who people were.
I think I'm in the similar boat where mostly the Ben State stuff was was actually probably the first time I joined fandom,
Yeah.
if you will, because I don't think I've ever even like the kaiju stuff when I was younger. I never really talked to anyone online about it. Would always fantasize about like, God, I wish I could use the actual names of the kaiju around people so they don't think I'm fucking weird and I have to abbreviate their names to something that's more recognizable. That aside, I got into the PCP, like I said, thanks to Digibro, but not officially. I was aware of the PCP because of Digibro, but I didn't get in until another piece of spicy drama happened, and that was the exile of Monkey Jones.
Really?
Because I was a Monkey
Oh.
Jones fan too, and I was like, wait, they're in the
That's
PCP
right.
too. I'm like,
Disgusting.
two people that I like on one podcast. Oh, let me check it out. And yeah, that's how I first got into it.
I've only ever read Monkey's book. Are there any Monkey videos that are like quintessential
Jesus, really?
Monkey videos?
They're all
That's-
gone.
Oh, they're gone.
That's your
All
monkey
the-
experience.
Other than the podcast.
They're all
yeah.
gone. I've never even gotten to read Monkey's book. I regret never getting that fucking parody of the Elia Roger
Oh,
manifesto. I think they had to stop publishing that because the fucking creator of Diary of the Wimpy Kid fucking like has this legal thing where like all parodies are shot
I
down.
forgot
instantly.
about that. Oh my god.
That was
Yeah.
a big moment.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
but that's how I first got in.
That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
That's-
Julian, there's a pretty full channel of Monkey Jones archives if you want to check them out.
I just want to see
Oh,
the highlights.
wow.
I was
Oh,
curious,
good.
what is a good Monkey Jones video?
We gotta preserve those
I
treasures.
don't know if they're
I
like
hate
good,
Monkey
but
Jones So
Monkey Jones's anime reviews are why people liked him in the first place.
Anime reviews.
The more being a kid was idolizing Monkey Jones. Being an adult was realizing that Ben Saint is the real
I don't
hero.
think either of those things are true.
The anti-hero of the story. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but Julian Spiral. How did you guys first get into?
For me,
the PCP?
It was a friend in real life who introduced me to the.
That's
it
called
is fucked up.
grooming.
Yeah.
I don't even talk to. He showed me. Unfortunately, it was my gateway. My gateway drug to the PCP was Best Guy Ever, and his fucking Gurren Lagann video.
Ooh, that's interesting.
When I was 16, I thought that was peak YouTube. I thought there would never be another better anime analysis video.
I mean, in your defense, that was kind of the state of anime YouTube at that point.
Yeah,
they were not sending their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody actually introduced me to the podcast though. I saw it in the recommended videos next to it. It's like, oh, what's this? I didn't even listen to podcasts at all. And I don't remember what the first episode was, but yeah, that's how it happened to me.
That's how it happened to me.
Yeah, I think
this is our PCP fan anonymous fucking.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This is
my name is Spiral, and I'm a recovering PCP addict.
We're in group therapy for survivors of 9/11, but this time
the survivors of Infinity War. Yeah,
the fucking snap.
Yeah, exactly.
My husband is gone from the snap.
I'm the gay Russo brother cameo.
Spiral isn't even recovering. He's still listening to that shit to this day. Fucked up.
It's
boo this man.
Boo! You can't. No, it's over. It's over. It's. There's no more.
It's dead. It's dead. Stop. All right.
Now I'm.
I
Okay. What I'm doing
Spiral
now.
for still listening. I have all of the episodes downloaded on my computer.
Mm-hmm. Spiral says, Spiral, that's called an abusive relationship if you're still listening.
Look, I don't. It's not even once all the shitty people left, it became kind of boring, but a fine podcast to listen
Everybody,
to.
they all left.
Well, yeah, now they're all gone.
I'm still angry at that one Force.
All right, guy.
I hope he's having a bad day.
Oh my god, the Force.
He just kept leaving voicemails about it. What the hell?
There was a couple people, right? Two people or something.
Yeah, he sucked people into his foreskin arguments.
I love just naming a random person. Yeah, I hate Little Goodblock.
That's what this is gonna be. Every single one of you people listening to this shit knows the PCP.
Hey,
Cheesy don't have any fans outside PCP fans.
Riddle my ass Batman.
Okay, Herm. That's not true. That's not true.
So you all know what we're talking about. Well, you're all in this. You all know. This is healing for all of us. Yeah. This is us coming together, trying to heal from what was done to us.
Comment down below how you first got into the PCP and the first time the PCP
I will
broke
react
your
to the
heart.
comments.
Anyone remember?
Yeah.
Microphone Jones, that guy. Remember
I
the one
do not
time Jesse said
remember.
that? The one time Jesse called himself Microphone Jones and made it a character who never appeared again. I remember.
Fucking see. Spiral has a while ago. He's been going through the entire podcast, counting every time they say the N word, which is many times, and also getting choice clips out, so he'll know all the shit up to a certain point.
There's Spiral lives in an area rampant with homelessness, and he could volunteer at a soup kitchen, but he decides, I think I'm just gonna re-listen to this podcast and bark down every time they say the N word, just because.
Several of the podcast members are currently homeless, so it's okay.
Wait, several?
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, you know what?
They're giving back in their own way.
Is Jesse homeless?
We don't know.
Well, he lives in a basement.
Yes, that was my first guess.
He moved out of the basement.
He's not in a home.
Yeah, he's no
Trixie.
longer in the basement.
Is Trixie homeless?
We don't
Who's
know.
homeless?
Trixie may or may not be homeless.
Ben might
Tom
become homeless.
is fluctuating between various areas. We don't know what's going on with him.
Oh, that's right.
He
Jesse
may or may
is
not be
AWOL.
Saber
For
Spark's
literally years.
Mother
I don't think
basement
that
Saber
worked out.
Spark Bug Boy era is over. They're not. I guess they don't work together
damn.
anymore.
Very brief.
Very brief era.
What did he do?
I guess so. Yeah, Tom was like hitched his wagon to Saber Spark and left the PCP. Saber Spark's like a big, really shitty, awful cartoon YouTuber that nobody likes.
Yeah,
he's like Pan Pizza, but like a million times worse. But
yes.
But so he
True.
loves talking about video games like it's 2015, and so he convinced Saber Spark to start a video game talking about channel with him, where he would do little 3D models for it, but that didn't last because nobody wants to hear that kind of content anymore.
Saber Sparks was asking for a little bit too many 3D models, if you know what I'm saying. And Tom was like, I can't do that, Saber. I literally cannot do that. I can only make one 3D model a year.
That's not true.
That's how much energy. Okay, 3D models, three 3D
Tom
models.
can make 3D models.
Damn,
He can't make a game. He can't even make... He can make one game, one prototype like a decade that you can actually play.
Whatever happened to that one demo where he had like a
zooming
whole
in the
room?
vertical slice?
This is gonna be really fucking mean. Hold on. This is gonna be really fucking mean. We should probably.
Okay, this is all just in good jest. We don't want anything actually bad for.
Isn't he actually working on something like
They're all
that's
human.
in progress
Just
right
like you
now?
and
or-
me.
Yeah, we'll probably tend to be quite negative about this, but
Right, but
I don't know.
it's thanks to the PCP is the people who we are
It's true.
today, and we can't change.
They're
that.
they're
You know, we
reaping
can't
what
go
they
back in time.
First-
if they listen to
The
this.
first
Exactly.
people the first online creators to make it so that I could never hold normal conversations were the Super Best Friends Play, and the second ones were the PCP. The Procrastinators Podcast, or why I cannot interact with normal human beings.
Oh, one of them is getting married in a couple
That's
of months.
crazy.
Guys,
Now.
Oh,
do you remember
okay.
the Undertaler? Anyone remember the Undertaler?
Yes, I remember the Undertaler 987 or whatever.
Yes.
It might be too late for me to become Ben Saints +1 to Nate's wedding.
Oh wait, they're
Huh?
getting married.
Is
Oh,
that something
that
you wanted?
sucks.
Nate, yeah, sure, why not? Imagine, like, oh, how do you know Nate? Oh, I was a fan of his podcast 4 years ago.
Well, Michelle would know who you are.
Michelle would know who you are, and that, more of a reason for her to keep me away
I'm
from her
friendly with
wedding.
Michelle. I heard about that proposal. She told me. I was like, that's fucked up.
What? Damn, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. But in all seriousness, jokes aside, what happened? What went wrong? Like-
well, if
like,
you're
let's-
curious, I
let's
have
talk
a
about
I have a 10-minute video about that on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, Spyro has a really good video that it takes. Well, it's a little bit biased because we got the perspective of Ben Say,
yeah.
and in an alternate universe, we would have gotten like a version of that video from each member to like paint like a complete
Oh,
picture.
that's such a good idea.
You know, right? Exactly. I don't know. I don't even know if half of them would be willing. I know like Jess would not be interested
No.
because that guy is like.
I would want someone to take
the
a
hermit.
microphone up to Jeff and then ask him for his thoughts. And just watch him stammer like through it entirely and embarrass himself.
Go up to Gigik and ask like, what do you think about the death of the PCP? And he's like, what the fuck is that? you know, did you bro pod? Oh, did you bro?
Bros
Yeah.
anime
They
podcast.
died. Oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't know
What
that.
went wrong?
Is
Yep.
Yep, what went wrong?
I think
Well, they all hated each other.
Let's
I think
Ben
that was
Say
probably
becoming
the
a
first
leftist.
part.
That was the first problem. Was Ben Say became a leftist.
okay,
That was-
yes.
yeah.
That may have destroyed the PCP, but it's good that it happened.
yeah, it's kind of interesting because the PCP has been this kind of like weird pseudo edgy
Yeah.
centrist, and before Ben Say became #political, the most political member was like Nate Bestman, but it was kind of like a goofy
Yeah.
kind of
And
thing with his
his
politics,
weird utilitarianism.
which is just AKA fascism.
Nate is like a fucking weirdo. He's like every internet libertarian. He's literally like every internet libertarian you've ever heard of.
Yeah, he He is, and because Digibro isn't too smart with fucking like politics, in her opinion, it was like, oh, you're just a weird utilitarian, and it's like, no, he's like just like a libertarian, but.
Yeah, Nate.
I was gonna say, but not racist. But maybe that could come into
Nate
question.
used to have this meme where he was like, "I want anything that can get humanity to Star Trek, to Starfleet as fast as
fucking
possible."
Starfleet.
Which is fucking.
And if it means
coming from him,
and if it means to wipe out all the black people, well, I guess it's the price you got to pay.
I remember in one episode shortly before he left. I think it was actually the last episode he appeared on. Ben had said like, it was during the pandemic and the all those protests that happened.
Yeah.
And Ben had like said Black Lives Matter on the show, and Nate, he was like trying to make Nate say it too. And
was that the last one?
Nate was like he put on a voice modifier to make himself sound like Megatron.
Oh, I remember that.
Or like a robot, and said,
wow. Yeah,
"I am
I
Megatron, and all lives matter. All lives don't matter. It's only about the Yellspark or whatever."
That was great.
And he was
That was a pretty.
he was going to as far as he could to not say it. It was pretty funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, please don't make me say Black Lives Matter.
Listen,
please. Like,
okay.
You know how black people make me feel.
Ben,
bad.
we do know, yes, Ben turning left was what got Nate, who was previously the host of the podcast and was on every single episode, to leave. But Ben was possibly the most annoying leftist you could possibly imagine.
It happens to
Horrible.
all of us. I mean, that's
horrible
kind of
person to talk to.
like
about
I'll say this. When this is something I kind of noticed when people first start becoming leftist, is the early stages of being leftist, you're kind of are super annoying about it, because it's like you just had all these major realizations.
It happened to you too.
Why isn't no one talking to? Yeah,
I'm sure I was.
I think if you I noticed this, if you like come to leftism from like a more like liberal, like a more like conservative leaning kind of like mindset.
Lest we forget Ben Saint's most famous quote: "One of the things I can't get into is the gender non-binary."
He on his most recent, like one of his most recent.
That's still
streams,
true. That's still true. That hasn't changed.
On his most recent streams, he was talking about a Mr. Beast friend, Chris, and he was like, "Yeah, people are. I hear that Chris is trans, but people keep referring to them as he. Are they like trans femme or not yet?" That's what they said.
Oh, no way!
That's what he said. I was like, oh my god.
Huh.
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
He doesn't. Non-binary is not even on his radar.
I'm gonna be the resident Ben Saint defender of the
podcast. You do that
right
now.
Yeah. I was also confused about that, but yeah, I realized that Chris goes by. They go by all and any. Yeah, basically. Right, exactly. Okay, so I think Ben becoming left was kind of more. It almost kind of shined a spotlight on the other PCP members, because now they have to be a little bit more. I feel like something that kind of happens is when like someone becomes more concrete in their political beliefs and they're part of a group, everyone else feels like they had to be forced to become more concrete with their beliefs as well. Yeah. Because there's something about leftism that they don't agree with, but they can't really properly put into words.
Yeah.
Right, and they kind of hate the idea that they have to put it into words, like exactly what they believe in, and that's frustrating for people. It's frustrating for a lot of people when they start.
Do you remember?
Yada yada.
Vosh used to be a Digibro fan.
Oh
there was a moment where Vosh saw Trixie or saw Digibro. Trixie is her new name. Vosh saw Digibro like turning a little right, and he wanted to have a conversation with her to try and like set her back to the left. I fucking wish that happened, dude. I wish that happened.
I wish that happened.
No.
I hope I become popular enough that I could get them both in a call. That'd be perfect.
I don't care.
Trixie won't answer my DMs because she knows I'm associated with Ben Saint. with the dark side.
I was on TikTok the other day and I watched some of her. Do they call them tics or do they call them talks? She really
TikToks.
You really needed to.
Okay, yeah, her
really
TikToks look.
That joke. Fuck you.
Like I follow her TikTok. I used to follow her TikToks. They were.
Do they call them tics
They're just
or
weren't.
talks? Fuck off.
God. Didn't she used to back in the day brag about like being like a pro at like social media?
Yes.
And like it's just so funny that she cannot like she can't do like a proper TikTok to save her life. And it's like, damn, I've like found like there's people doing like basically the video essay equivalent of a TikTok on TikTok, but it's like more condensed and it's under 5 minutes. I found a guy who does a fucking like, you remember back when Digibro used to do the whole fucking talking through a TV kind of thing? I found a guy who just does that, but like basically analog. And it's like, wow, they're basically just doing YouTube videos but more compact. And I'm like, how is this so hard for Trixie to grasp? Just do this. I mean, I guess it helps that she's homeless, so it's probably tougher. We're gonna watch your anime if you're constantly in a fucking car.
But yeah, every time on a podcast, like a political topic, because this was around Trump election, political topic.
Trump ruined
Maybe.
the PCP. I'm
Maybe.
just gonna say that. Yeah.
Every time a political topic would come up, Ben would like literally just jump into screaming, like from like Nate will give like a little bit resistance to like whatever leftist thing Ben said, and then Ben would just start screaming at him, and it's like, dude, what is going on?
This is the most charitable you're gonna be to Nate. I think.
I will not. Ben will try and like reframe the narrative as if he did nothing wrong at any point. I won't allow it.
Yeah, true. You're not completely wrong. You're not.
I know how
wrong.
Ben feels in that regard, though. I remember having a similar reaction to the first introduction of Brexit.
I think I always kind of got the vibe that so after Nate left, I always got the vibe, and then just one by one, members were just dropping like flies. And there wasn't even too many members at that point by Nate leaving, right? Because Lethal Aurora Mage, shout out Lethal Aurora.
Let's list
Mage.
all the members.
She wasn't even on the podcast. Yeah, let's talk. Okay, there's Mother's Basement, Monkey Jones.
The original set is Mother's Basement, Digibro, Nate Bestman, The Devu, Ben Saint, Lethal Aurora Mage, Endless Jess, Tommy Oliver, and that's it, right? No, yeah, that's it, right? Yeah.
You said Devu, right? What was Hypocrite?
Hippo, right.
Part of that?
Yeah. That was the original set. Mother's Basement left immediately.
Smartest move in Mother Basement's career.
Mother's Basement bowed out pretty quickly. Didn't even make it to Radcon 1.
Got all the sponsorships. There were no sponsorships left for anybody else.
Wait, he was in Radcon 1, right? He was in that one.
He was there.
That one video where they watch Mad Dog.
Oh, he was.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So he made it to the first Radcon. Monkey never made it to any of the
Monkey
Radcons.
came in between Radcon 1 and 2, right? And was gone in that period.
That's so insane because I think he's been on more episodes than Mother's Basement, but it's crazy that he never got to one Radcon.
Munchie or his Tiny Hats came in between 1 and 2 and was kind of a fan favorite or fan hate favorite, depending on who.
I was a hater from. Oh no, not Munchie. I was a Munchie hater from the very beginning.
I was a Munchie hater too. To be
really
honest.
Get his deal until like the last Radcon. We're like, oh okay, this kid is kind of cool actually.
God, he was like 15, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so
fucked up.
that is very fucked up. That's
an allegation for somebody else to make.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you have recordings of this child pissing in a microphone?
I think that's it. They just to clarify, there was no members of color. There was only one woman at one point. Well, I guess now that it's funny that the podcast has gained more women after they all left.
Yeah.
Because
it finally became
first you leave the podcast, then you start. Yeah, the podcast was preventing them from transitioning. First you leave it, then you start transitioning.
I'm surprised Ben hasn't transitioned yet. Anyway, so yeah, Munchie was an ascended fanboy TV trope who was a fan of like Pony, like My Little Pony fan, who would meet them at cons and shit, and then they just decided to bring him onto the podcast. And this, I guess people would consider this the golden era when Munchie was there.
Yeah.
Munchie's he brought a lot of like really young kid energy, which I guess, was really grating and awful to a lot of people. I guess I warmed up to it. I started to appreciate it.
He did have the genius idea of I'm a former Munchie hater. I don't hate him no more. I've squashed the beef with me and Munchie. It doesn't exist no more. Making that official right now. That being said, I think a really good thing that Munchie did was call out the whole doing topics, because topics sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. Most of the times it was bad, especially when they brought up topics that no one had any idea about.
I love topics, but Monsters is my favorite episode.
The first 100 or so episodes all had a topic that Nate or somebody brought on.
They had a list of
them, and it sucked most of the time. Well, it was okay sometimes, but
I think topics could work, but what you have to do is if you bring up a topic, you have to be the one to topic.
It worked until it didn't work, and then it needed to be discarded.
True.
And it was.
First smart. That was the beginning of the end when they got rid of topics.
So yeah, Munchie, that was probably a much better era, but then shit turned into the endless don't shut the fuck up about Pokemon podcast, and that was awful, and that was my least favorite.
They would also Ben and Nate, you touched on them arguing before, but it was literally every single episode that they would fight.
Shouting match episode.
Damn. Oh wow.
And so Munchie and Ben created a thing called Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers, which was a stream where they played Pokemon or some shit. I don't even remember. And
played other games, but yeah.
And it's spun off into them creating a multi-user dungeon, basically a text MMO on Discord that runs through Discord. You can still play it. It's still alive right now. Called it's called Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers. Endless War, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they created a whole big lore, and it's a game you can play where there's
and it's all stupid and dumb. And
one side is called Rowdies, the other is Cop Killers, which Munchie was the rowdy leader, Ben was the cop killer leader, and then they're in a big city called Neo Los Angeles City, aka Neo Milwaukee, and they kill each other, and it's just endless gang violence, which was cool. I was in there for a little bit during the beginning. The game wasn't very fun, so I stopped, but that fan base is still very dedicated.
I still hang out there from time to time, and people keep trying to indoctrinate me, I guess not aware that I know how to play the game, I know how it functions. It's just not fun.
Yeah, so that was created by the help of one of Ben's friends named Crack, who was a programmer. And we'll talk about him later.
Branches coming out everywhere.
We'll talk about him later.
Be sure to join the Main Character Syndrome Patreon to hear all about Crack.
Oh yeah, exactly. We'll have the crack episode.
We should not do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a joke. That was a joke.
It's not a good idea.
Yeah, there's no main character syndrome podcast yet.
Patreon.
Yet. All right, go on.
Yeah, after Endless War, I guess it sort of just fizzled out over the course of a few years. Digibro came on less and less. Endless Jest pretty much disappeared.
Digibro went to Boston. That was a whole thing.
Digibro.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
The Boston arc was pretty good.
There was that one video where she was ranting about how she doesn't go anywhere, but she has all these things that are local to her.
That was in. Oh my god. Oh no.
I think whoever said it best was that maybe you shouldn't take where you should live advice from a 15-year-old. It's probably
no,
really
because it was good advice. Boston would be a good place, but Digibro never left her house, and she visited during one Radcon or something. They visited, or I don't know if it was a Radcon, but they visited Ben and Munchie in Boston, or Ben in Boston or something. And she was like, "Oh, this is a really cool, walkable city. Good, well-designed city, nice area. I'm gonna move here out of my parents' house. I make a lot of money off YouTube. I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna buy a house." She said buy a house, which was a lie. She was just renting it.
Yeah,
Don't know why she said buy, but whatever.
She always says shit like that. She would say that she was married to May.
She did not buy the house. That one I understand. A lot of people say that, but yeah. So she moved into a house in Boston. Would not stop complaining about it. Very expensive. It was like a house that they rented with like one other family or something, I think, right? Or no, they had neighbors. I don't remember. Whatever.
It was like a condo.
Something like that. A really expensive house. Yeah. That they had to live alone, I guess. So they got this house on their own. Very expensive. Trixie didn't know that she had to fill the oil for the heater during winter, which is, I guess, a thing in the north.
Oh, wow.
And never left the house, so didn't even enjoy the city that she moved to enjoy. Never met any of the friends. Munchie and Ben were living there. Never went to go see them.
I remember she was saying that every time she would hang out with Munchie and Ben, all they would talk about is Endless War, and she's like, "Damn, this shit boring as fuck." What the
Maybe,
fuck?
But still, it's like almost never went to go hang out with friends or do any of the reasons that she moved to Boston. She just tried to live like she lived in her parents' attic, and hated it, complained endlessly, and then left.
Where did she go after that?
She went back to Virginia Beach, to a different place.
Yeah, and she to get closer with Nate because that was the start
of
content. That was the start of
content.
The content, the original.
No, it couldn't.
The original PCP killer was content.
Right.
And actually, that's kind of like that's where when Nate originally left, he went over to content, which was their plan that was going to become the new PCP.
Yes.
Because they were kind of. Here's what I was going to say this earlier, and I think that Nate was kind of betting on that everyone would just slowly leave one by one, but he really underestimated how much spite was in Ben Saint's soul, you know. So, that was a bad call on Nate.
No one could have foreseen the amount of spite.
I'm still in the content server.
Is it still alive?
The original.
Let's see. When was the most recent message?
So yeah, content was Nate. Basically, they just watch anime, seasonal anime, and they react to it, trying to farm the algorithm. Pretty much every failed venture was these guys trying to farm the algorithm, which didn't work.
This would have been a genius idea maybe 2 years ago.
It would have been a good idea, and if they stuck, they got decent views for what they were, so they could have just stuck with it. But yeah,
it was basically like red letter media for anime.
Then an outsider entered.
Okay, so yeah, during this time, whenever Digi was living in Boston and then moved here, May, she had a girlfriend named May, who was,
they were gonna get married originally.
Yeah.
Completely
okay. So
person.
how this happened was really fucked up. You gotta
she's her own.
You gotta explain how this happened.
Okay. So, it's easy to realize why this seemed like a normal thing because two other members did the same thing at the time.
Yeah.
So you know how people say that you shouldn't date your fans or whatnot. Well, these guys didn't listen, and Nate, Monkey Jones, and Digibro all ended up dating fans. With Monkey, it ended horribly because Monkey was like cheating on his girlfriend with like a pedophile, and with Digi, this whole kind of a very kind of just a sad ass saga happened unfoiled where after Boston, after it seemed like content wasn't going nowhere, Trixie became much more of a Dick Masterson orbiter. And if you don't know who Dick Masterson is, it's like if someone says they're a fan of Dick Masterson, they're by default an awful person. So yeah, don't talk. You avoid them. And so she became a bigger Dick Masterson orbiter, and she kind of became part of his little his little circle of just like dick suckers, and that's how she met producer Riley, right?
Producer extraordinaire.
They would occasionally talk about Dick Masterson on the PCP.
Yeah.
And he was always there in the background. It's like when they introduced the villain at the beginning of the story.
These guys were in,
right,
I guess
exactly.
Trixie or maybe somebody got them all into this podcast called The Biggest Problem in the Universe, which was Dick Masterson and a guy named Maddox.
That was also
two
the
horrible
the end,
fucking
too, by
people
the way.
who... Biggest Problem sucks. It's a terrible podcast. I had no idea why any of these guys liked it in the first place, but whatever. They like had a falling out, and then Dick Masterson went on to create his own podcast. And then Trixie became a big fan of that. Dick Masterson's like a weird fucking alt-right asshole, so don't even like, it's not even worth. Anyway,
the show is garbage.
So
she had
this big house all to herself, and May in Virginia Beach decided to take on several lost children from the Dick Masterson sphere. One of them named Riley, one of them named Mint Salad, and the other one named Bird Stork. And they were just, and they just lived at her house. Like, it's
and from the little info that we got, May was never aware this was gonna be a thing. Like, she was, like, at no point did Trixie think, like, maybe I should tell my fiance that I'm gonna bring in 3 randos to come live with us.
It seems like it was never intended. Like,
right.
they went to a party at Digi's house and just never left. Kind
of. Some say that party never really ended.
It's still going on.
It's still going on. Still going on to this very day. So basically, and then like a break-in happened. There was like some
the spicy salt shit.
Yeah, some
a
fucked
PCP
up Trixie
fan named Spicy Salt staged a break-in to kidnap May.
Yeah, that was traumatic.
May was really frazzled by this.
She broke up with Trixie. She went into the loving arms of
other horrible internet personality, Ethan Ralph, who is even worse than Dick Masterson, and
even worse. Good news though, they're not together no more. They're divorced now, even though she has her.
We don't even need to go into that. That's like a fucking.
She was cheating on Trixie before then, right?
Yes.
Before she
they were like, because I guess Trixie just wasn't enough of a white supremacist for her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the break-in was like her realizing, oh, Trixie's not gonna fucking defend me or whatever. Not I can't protect me. Also,
I need a real
man. May was very good at hiding it for a while. She's extremely transphobic. And Trixie was transitioning during that, and I guess that was the last straw. And she's like, "All right."
Oh man, that shit.
At one point, Trixie wanted May to become
Digibro. May took on the name Digibro and became Digibro for a very short period of time.
Which is how we get the amazing clip. Digibro talks about cuties.
That was amazing. Hi, I'm Digibro, by the way.
I felt very insulted because I've been gunning for the Digibro title.
Nobody
for the
wants
and
that
I still want
title.
it.
You do not want that title.
You can rehabilitate that name.
You can't.
I don't
think you
the
can.
name Digibro.
Not you.
It'll be like Kamen Rider. Cheesy's Digibro is an entirely different canon.
Yeah, it'll be called Digibro Mexican.
Digibro Gigante.
Oh man. Digibro Bad Hombre.
Bad Hombre.
Oh man. But okay, let's take a couple steps back and let's go back to the Riley character because he is connected to the PCP in a way. Now, so there was this whole we mentioned the word Radcon, and for people who don't fucking know, there was these little kind of like Kickstarter conventions.
No.
Not conventions. Not really conventions. Not conventions.
Conference.
Yeah, a conference. Okay. Yeah, there were conferences where all members of the PCP would like rent a house. They would like pay for a house, kind of like Airbnb or some sort of situation, and they would use the house to its fullest potential and make a bunch of YouTube content, and it was good and great. This was like kind of peak PCP was the content that would come out of this, and this also goes back to their original end goal, which was to have PCP HQ, which is the worst, most greatest idea ever made. And I wish we lived in the reality where that
shit would have exploded way worse than what happened.
It would be a permanent Radcon. It would have been like the Sky Williams house.
I was thinking of a Studio 368 from Casey Neistat, but worse.
Oh wow, is Casey Neistat like the last guy surviving that? Right? I mean, he's in no allegations or drama, right?
I think he's doing okay. Someone else is the CEO of 368 now, though.
Trixie
Nice.
was really
Well, that being the case, these rad conferences were they made their most like well-known content, which was like the lectures where they would just talk about a topic for hours. Some of them were better than others, but when they were good, they were but when they were good, they were good. They were top notch. There was some top notch content.
If you were in it, you loved it because it was your guys hanging out in one place, being fucking stupid, and it was pretty.
It's the most parasocial thing you could ever watch.
If you have no idea what that's like, wait 3 years when we have a main character syndrome con. We're gonna be just basically doing.
You gotta workshop that name.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. But we'll have lectures.
Con, where everybody has to.
We'll have lectures from your favorite members and guests of main characters. We'll have Pan Peaks on. He'll do a lecture. We'll have Spork. We'll have Spiral.
That's exactly the sound he would make.
Yeah, he'll be like, yeah.
Has Pan been on an episode yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Okay.
I had him as his future husband on because they officially announced they're married now.
Damn.
Yeah.
I gotta reach out to Go see if I can secure a invitation.
I'm trying to secure an invitation, and that's no joke. I want to go to this wedding. I'm excited. Hoping for the best, you know.
Incredible.
Great guess. Hope to have them back on.
My reaction to that information.
What? Is this your first time hearing that?
I can't believe this is how I find out that Pan Pizza is getting married.
Oh, God.
Yeah, someone in the comments
My
section
favorite
gonna be like,
content creator.
So someone in the comment section after listening to this 2 hour long podcast, wait, Pan Peaks is getting married?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can't do any lectures. I don't know about anything except Sonic, and Loward already did one.
You could.
I'm pretty sure you can still do anything better than that guy.
Spiral, you have 3 years to think of a lecture.
Spiral's Sonic lecture would be the best Sonic lecture to ever exist.
I'm gonna do an Ant-Man lecture.
Well, now
I'm gonna talk about Ant-Man.
There's too much pressure now. I can't do
You
that.
stand more of a chance of doing
No,
it
you
by
simply-
not trying.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do.
Just stand in front of a camera and somebody says, "What is the sword of the acorn?" and you'll go off on a whole lecture.
We need to have Spyro more on this podcast. We casually mention him all the time.
I keep having Sonic questions and he's not there.
He's not there. Right?
All you gotta do is ask.
Not gonna do that.
If you ask me a Sonic question, I will answer it immediately.
You have to be.
I actually didn't
want
to get you.
Think of the question.
Make sure you
I
never
did actually
ask
wanna-
this nigga about Sword of the Acorn, please. Every one of your viewers will leave. Do not let it happen.
I did want to get Spiral and a Needlebug on so we could have a Sonic trivia off.
Damn.
Winner declared the blackest Sonic fan.
And then the winner faces Cyber Shell.
Needle's a big Sonic fan, but I don't think that's fair going against Spiral. If I'm being honest.
You know what? That's what Needle said. That's what Needle said too.
That's
Needle
not fair.
I don't know. Spiral maybe.
Oh God, my reputation is preceding me.
That kind of shows how powerful Spiral is.
This dude is the biggest Sonic fan I've ever seen in my life.
He's the Goku Black of Sonic fans, if you will.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
I thought I was.
You're like
Spiral
Goku, but
has
you're
been
black
deciding
and you're a
his
Sonic.
Irish
All right. Okay. No, let's talk about. Let's go back.
We're good. We're off topic. We need the,
topic. Just like the
get back to the fucking. Get back to the Urban Dictionary. Go.
go. All right. So basically,
known
Riley,
as angel dust, probably the scariest of all drugs.
So basically, Riley was trying to. Okay, another detail.
PCP scares the shit out of me.
This is a terrible retrospective, but it's good.
I feel like we captured.
We completely breezed over Monkey for earlier.
Yeah, we'll get back to him.
There's just so much.
There's too much. This shit lasted like 10 years, right?
Something like that. It was like
PCP,
7 or 8 years.
Main character syndrome lecture during main character syndrome con about the PC.
I think several people are already planning that.
Oh god, every fucking asshole.
Including Ben wants to make his own.
I don't remember what their name is, but there's this one guy who's making the series called "Who Were the PCP." I think there's only one out so far, though.
It doesn't gotta be a series. I'm just saying that
it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet this podcast is going to be more thorough than any series could ever be.
The real shit comes with the various diaspora that happened in the PCP fan base. That's like a shit you could talk about forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, PCP fan base is like another. It's a whole.
It's like a fucking
of a creature.
Yeah. You could write like several books about Digi4Bro fans, and you would never run out. You would die first before you finish.
So what was I gonna say was that Riley was a producer, and another detail we forgot to mention about DigiBro was that she's a rapper and probably still is a rapper. I don't know. Well, she raps, and she wasn't too half bad at it. You know, she was decent.
Think the DigiBro era raps were
it was interesting.
People will shit on me for saying good. That's maybe not the right word to use, but she is
like
a better rapper than you would expect.
Mom, can we get death grips? And she says, we have death grips at home.
I liked the music. I liked it.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of some of it. We use some of it for my other podcast. We use Devilman. Everything is Devilman for our Devilman cast. But anyway, so Riley comes in and Riley says to Digi, "I'm gonna make you a star, baby. I'm gonna make you huge," right? And also at the same time, there was another assortment of drama happening where they were having their last Radcon, and Digi did a Brony lecture, and at the time she had not yet like fully transitioned, right? So she kind of like doesn't like that lecture, and she kind of wants to redo it. And it became this whole back and forth about like whether or not promising something whether or not you should give the things you promise to people in Kickstarters to the people that paid for it or not. That became a whole.
The thing that she would always say is that the lecture was not actually promised in the Kickstarter, which I'm pretty sure that is true.
Oh wow!
So there really isn't a whole lot of basis for how crazy this got.
Yep. So anyway, so Riley was like, okay, let's just remake the lecture, right? Genius 10 out of 10 move, by the way. And so, but from everyone else's perspective, mostly Ben, one of the last few.
By this point, it was Ben, Gibb, and
Tom sometimes.
Rarely,
yeah. Right, exactly. And Ben was against the idea because Ben was like, "Who the fuck is this Riley guy? What is he doing coming in, like telling us what to do?" Like, no, I'm not gonna have it.
We didn't even talk about the destruction of After Dark, which happened before this.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
that was a whole.
After
you go on.
I'll be brief. After Riley and the gang move into Trixie house, Riley fills Trixie's heads with all sorts of lofty ideas about how she can become she can become like a real musician, all sorts of crazy insane bullshit.
It was gonna become trans Denzel Curry.
The After Dark channel turns into Yeeg Studios.
Yeeg Studios,
which is a YGG like Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the fuck's a yee?
And so just replaces all the content. Like, it was a gradual process. First, they were just adding, like, simply the worst music videos you've ever seen onto the channel. Like, the worst music, shit, like 0 out of 10, like, really fucking bad shit.
You can tell they were doing weird, smoking a lot of weed while making those.
Mm-hmm, they were. Mm-hmm. That's all she did at this point. Oh, the fucking weed arc. Anyway.
Oh man, this podcast is gonna enter a weed arc in a couple of months too. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
As long as you.
Yeah. The fans, the Digi fans, did not react nicely to this yeek change. They're like, "What the fuck is this? What is all this shit?" Eventually, Trixie has the bright idea. I am no longer Digibro. I am now the Golden Witch, which is a name that she used on her Bandcamp for years, which comes from Beatrice, the Golden Witch from Umineko, which she's never read. And also, that's my name. My name's Trixie now. Beatrice. It's my name, for real. Based on a character I've never read, but...
I like to quickly say that all the like kind of side projects that they would do, awful names, just terrible name choice. Literally, like not even like using like what's it called? Not even search optimize.
In the comments, don't even try to look it up, but try and guess how they spelled content. Cantants.
Yeah.
Cantants.
Yeah,
how do they even pronounce it?
You literally can't.
Based on a fucking Star Trek line from fucking Star Trek. God, kill me.
That was why.
God,
that's so fucking stupid.
It's from Wrath of Khan where when Kirk says Khan.
It has nothing to do with Star Trek. Why the fuck would they do that?
Star Trek. What are you talking about?
No, but Nate likes Star Trek. Nate likes Star Trek.
I thought it was just supposed to be content, like but fucked up because we're
content.
I feel like every
it's
answer
content, but like they're screaming it like
knows what Nate was thinking.
They're screaming it because it's like no, you don't understand. You're not getting content. You're getting content. It's different.
Anyway,
I find that so funny. You guys did not know that it was a Star Trek.
I don't know if that's. We got to do more research on that. Honestly.
It's fucking Nate. Of course, it was a Star Trek.
It's
reference.
the opening. It's the opening.
Yeah, but their opening was like different sometimes. Anyway. Fucking.
Guys, did you know that Donatello first appeared on episode 11 of the Procrastinators podcast?
Okay, good. Cut out. It's good.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so I am no longer Digibro. I am now the Golden Witch. Digibro is being destroyed. I will delete all of the videos, every one of them, off of After Dark and Digibro. And she forgot her numerous other side channels, but don't worry about that. So she nukes.
Let's not worry about that.
She gives warning. And she nukes all of her content, which is the end of her career. She never recovers. She was a fairly successful YouTuber. She'd been falling off, but at this point, she just destroys everything.
She was falling off, but she could still recover. There were still ways to come back. It's just that she never took advantage of it. She was taking awful advice.
Weed and Riley's mind poison. It just seeped in so deep that she just makes the stupidest decision of all time.
Riley, which had no credentials to anything really, and from what we gathered, I can't read Riley's mind, but if I had to guess, he probably saw Digi as some sort of ooh, this is gonna be my perfect way to make some money. Yeah, exactly, but. Little did he know that they're both idiots.
Another part of that whole thing was that Riley was to go back to the Brony lecture. Riley said that he wanted to host his own Radcon.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that first and then go back to okay. Now we can go into the fucking go.
He wanted to host his own Radcon and invite the rest of the PCP to his Radcon, and then Trixie can give the lecture, and they can have local rap artists come and do shows.
Oh, man. That's so cool.
This incensed Ben to no end, and it still hasn't stopped.
Let's something that the PC feed fans who have stayed around this long have learned that Ben Saint can hold a grudge. He could hold a grudge like it's a fucking newborn.
He's the most vengeful person I've ever seen in my life.
So Ben enters his cruelty arc, where he is the most spiteful, never ending spite, rage, and anger and malice directed at the former members of the PCP.
And it was funny at the start. It was pretty funny at the start.
It was funny because Trixie was wrong. She deleted the Brony lecture, which was fucked up, and nobody liked that. And Riley was like, "Yeah, well, I'll do a Brony lecture," and he was like, "Fuck you," which everybody's like, "Okay, yeah." It continued for 3 years. Like 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
I feel like it's been like Christ. 3 years, like 20. It had to be like 2021, right, when this shit happened.
Yeah, it was a little bit before the pandemic, wasn't it? Like, just a couple months before.
Yeah,
right?
This shit has been going on to this to very recently. So Ben is like, fuck you. He is very angry against Trixie. Eventually he's like, okay, they also we were going to do the Plebe and the Weeb Blu-rays, which is another thing that Trixie did not fulfill on, which was a Kickstarter that Ben was not really involved with. It was just Trixie and Jesse. Plebe and the Weeb was like a little show where they talk about anime that they did at Radcon, and it was already recorded, and it's on YouTube. You can watch it, but they promised Blu-rays.
Don't do that.
And Ben was like, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to make Blu-rays and sell them on my own, just to spite Trixie, which happened, and I have one.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have one.
I also have one.
It was very. I was so surprised to learn that.
It was literally just because Ben was like, "I have one more Blu-ray left. Anybody want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck, why not?" But
you know what? I'm kind of jealous.
I was jealous. You can have mine.
I was there day zero. I DM'd Ben on Discord. Okay. Hey, I'll send you money for the Blu-rays, and he was like, "Yeah, cool." And I got the first run copy of it.
So this Blu-ray saga makes a lot of people mad. A lot of PCP fans who really maybe weren't on the up and up on the complete like collapse of Digi and all that shit are like, hey, this isn't your copyright. You shouldn't be doing this. This is fucked up. Jesse gets upset because he thinks Ben is like fucking up his life or whatever.
I mean, and Jesse could do that all by himself. We don't need
right, and Jesse's like, "Oh, I was gonna do the Blu-rays, all this." Trixie was like, "I was gonna do the Blu-rays, blah blah blah." That lasts for like a year, until recently. So Jesse,
a third party member.
Shit moved on from Digi to Jesse. Jesse and his girlfriend have been like trying to slander Ben, basically get people to agree with them that Ben should not be doing this, that it's not his copyright, and he's a bad guy. Which by this point, we all agree Ben's a bad guy. He's been like a being of spite and hatred for like 2 years.
Every time I think, oh no, there's a logical reason for Ben to be doing this thing, he will come out and say, no, that's not the reason.
If you want an example, the crowning moment is when Ben got into his mind based off of YouTube data and Patreon numbers that Trixie probably has some amount of money that she's not reporting to the IRS.
Oh my god.
And he sends in a fucking audit, he sends in to the IRS to be audited. He's like, I think she has this much, then I know she's not paying taxes, so he fucking tries to get Trixie audited, which is beyond the pale, which is everybody at this point is like, Ben, you are a fucking psychopath.
It's not very cop killer.
That it didn't even really lead to
which didn't lead into anything, but then he got audited for some amount of money after, which is really funny.
Face. The Lord was protecting Trixie that day.
By this point, Trixie is like off on her own little world, really.
She would shit talk Ben from time to time, but then she just stopped doing that. She doesn't even mention Ben.
Well, there was the Who Are These Podcasts appearance, which was she shat on everybody in the PCP, which was a big moment. But other than that,
it kind of that whole thing really solidified a lot of like PCP fans to not like her because she wasn't even like she was no longer current popular PCP girl, which got delegated to Gib.
Yeah, then she shat on Gib in a really shitty way, and everybody hated that. But like some months after, like she basically just quit and was like, all right, I'm doing my own shit. Just off on her own world, where she remains today with her Yeek crew. They're still out there somewhere doing something.
They haven't officially announced if they're still together. I can't really tell if they even hang out anymore. I know.
I think Bird and Trixie are still together, but I don't know.
They are. They were actually streaming a couple days ago.
I think they may as well still be. They're still like in a part. Like all the Yeeg are still in like some weird partnership. Anyway,
all the Yeegers.
Ben has maintained his rage for them throughout this whole Trixie not even worrying about Ben anymore. Ben has continued to worry about Trixie, and now Jesse has become increasingly angry about the Blu-ray selling. He's got his girlfriend to like DM people and like go around and basically tell everybody Ben's an asshole and we shouldn't be supporting this thing, which comes to a head just recently, just like a week ago, when Gib is like, okay, this whole like gossip shit has gotten too much, and I don't even want to participate in this gossip, or like I don't want to talk shit about my former friends and all this. And she quits the podcast. The last Ride or Die member,
the final nail,
is gone, and the PCP is no more.
By the time of this recording, there's no official announcement of the death of the PCP, but we all know.
I think Ben said he will record a video about it. That'll probably be released at some point soon. But
yeah, true.
Yeah, but, it's over. It's over.
It's over. The ride is over.
It's Jover.
It is Jover.
Turns out you really can come down from a PCP high.
Also, when Ben tells you that Jesse got his website taken down for DMCAing the Blu-rays, that's not true. Ben hosted the ISO of the Blu-rays on his website. Jesse filed a DMCA for it, which got it taken down, and Ben did not check his emails and tried to put it back up, which got his site automatically taken down by his host. So it's not Jesse's fault that happened. It's entirely Ben's fault that his website got taken down. Do not let him lie to you about that.
Oh.
Don't believe Andor's lies.
Don't believe him. Oh boy, I'll tell you this much: when Gib first announced leaving the PCP, and she told Ben told me first. I think he told me first. He DM'd me about that, and he should ask me what his next move should be. Straight up, I told him like, I'd be down to become a member of the PCP. That was one
ever
of my
the
first
opportunist, Cheesymanfredo.
Ever the opportunist, yes, exactly. But that never came through. Ben said he wasn't really interested in getting any new core members.
After years and years of everyone in Ben's server telling him that he is devolving further into madness, finally, after his last Ride or Die friend has left, he is starting to understand that maybe he might have fucked up somewhere along the way.
That his actions have consequences.
Maybe
he's finally learned.
Ben Saint is finally doing some of that reaping, and he's not enjoying it.
That's kind of weird, like not wanting to take on any new core members, because like he has the connections. He has you, Gamers Tavern, that double
and here's the
chick.
thing. I mean,
she was only on once, I think.
I'll say this. This has been kind of like this has kind of been ideas people have been suggesting to Ben for like almost over like a year now, because it just feels kind of obvious. All right, cool, you're losing members. There's only a couple core of you guys here. Yeah. Just start rolling around the guests, unless I don't know why
he never really did it. I get the sense he doesn't like Gamers, because Gamers Tavern at some point would just jump into every episode, which I guess he didn't like. Don't really care.
But he was a highlight. He's a fan favorite.
I don't know if he's a fan
friend
favorite.
Of the show, Gamers Tavern.
He wasn't terrible or anything, but
yeah.
He was someone at least.
Yeah, I mean,
I like talking.
It's been
a few times I was on.
Sometimes Gib wouldn't even show up, and it's just been like solo Ben cast, which is like horrible. Like why?
No, there was only one.
There's one
solo Ben cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a couple where Ben thought it was going to be solo, and then Gib showed up.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just get Oblivion, get Cheesy, get anybody on?
I'm pretty proud that I have been on at least
Simsy
one more
on?
episode more than Oblivion. Yeah, we were tied there for a second, but then my last appearance went over
You
the
have
line.
other
So
friends.
I win Oblivion.
Yeah,
I win.
maybe, but at this point, yes, I agree with Ben. Don't try to fucking bring new people on, because that just feels like you're just trying to keep sucking in money from.
I mean,
if you want to go a step further, he could bring on people from RFCK.
No, nobody wants that.
No, you can't do that.
Well,
I would hate it. Like, I don't like
nobody
people
wants
that he would.
Then you'll really
it's
lose.
Not the same.
But
and he's right. It's not the same. Like, if he had maybe introduced new members over the years, maybe, but right now you can't just go cold into like, yeah, these are the new people. Pretend Gibbs pretend Gibbs never a member. Like, yeah, Gibbs gone. But
welcome to the gamer zone.
The game. Yeah, you should not pull a gamer zone.
Remember the gamer zone? Remember the gamer zone?
Yeah, the gamer zone was great.
Gamer zone is Nate Bestman's very brief attempt at creating a podcast that was basically just PCP2. And I never listened to it, but
it probably could have worked.
It could have worked. It absolutely could have.
It could have. Here's the thing:
it
a
had
lot
fucking
of the
Nux Taku on there. I'm sure it can't be. It couldn't have worked.
His stupid ass. He was like, I want to have different guests on every episode, though. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And his own hubris or his own stupidity failed him. And
find like 5 guests for every episode.
What kind of idiot would do that for a podcast? That's insane.
You have this podcast has 2 hosts, and he didn't have that.
This podcast has now 2 hosts. It has 2 hosts now.
Okay, well, I told you. I probably told you in the beginning. You probably shouldn't have it without another host, but whatever.
Okay, well, sure. Let's retcon that you said that to me.
I probably said that, or I
probably
said
it
back or something. But
in the
wait, what?
The Donkey Kong Taylor. Remember that guy?
Huh?
Anyone?
now you're just making up. You're really just making up things now. Yeah.
No, he was in episode 45. That was the first time he appeared.
Remember classic PCP character Scrimble Dimble?
No, I don't.
I forget Scrimble Dimblo. that epic back and forth he had with Jesse. Oh, little classic.
Yeah, so
iconic.
I haven't been listening to like the PCP in months now.
I only listen to the episodes I'm on, and once I'm not on the episode, I
refuse to listen. I refuse to listen to the episode Cheesy is on, but
I started listening weekly in like 20
foreskin discourse, but that ended.
I started listening
like a year ago.
Weekly in 2018, and I never stopped.
Yeah, Spyro is that kind of person.
Recently, they've
loyalty.
Gib and Ben have been
ladies. Loyalty over here. A lot of loyalty.
Recently, Gib and Ben have been wanting to do a comic zine, and I think Ben's gonna go
perfect comic party.
Yeah. Gib just decided she doesn't want to be involved in it, but I think Ben is going to keep going with that. So we'll see. He says he may bring guests who do comics and bring them on. Who knows?
I have a whole like DMs with him where I'm talking to him about everything that went down, and I even asked him like, do you know a lot of like comic artist people? And he's like, only a few, I guess. And it's like, damn, I don't know how long we can keep this going then. I even asked like, what exactly is the plan with the perfect comic party? And it seems like there really is no plan. And I narrowed down some questions for him, like, oh, how often is this going to come out? How many submissions will each zine have? How long should each submission be? And I told him that everything should be kind of like tailored to how quick you make comics, right? So to kind of like give people that like kind of opportunity. And I was thinking like, why would anyone want to like, what would be the reason for anyone wanting to join this like anthology, you know? And he said like all he had in mind was like exposure is all he got, which is like a pretty okay. This would have been a good idea for PCP 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Not now.
It would have been a good idea whenever all the other members left and Gibbs started doing Clarissa or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. It's just so many. There could have been ways around this. I guess hindsight is 20/20, right? But
that's my biggest problem with the PCP for this, which is what got me to stop watching, is for a long time, these mostly been, because Gib made a whole game, which is really cool, and she's working on that stuff, but they seem to just not have any direction, and they didn't talk about anything new. Nothing happened in their lives week to week, and they just got into this part where they just talked about AI every week, and it's like, this is awful. I don't want to listen to this. You guys aren't doing anything anymore. You're not interesting. Where's the interest?
Yeah, you guys don't really have like some sort of engaging like kind of social life of any sort, or like, I'm pretty sure Gib mostly just stayed for the One Piece talk, and that's pretty much it. That's like what kept her.
I'm
going.
sure she liked it.
talking to her friend
until she stopped, but and I don't know, it's just like, you guys Ben for a while, at one point like a year or two ago, Ben said something like, I don't think I have anything to say with art, and I was like, damn, you know what, I don't think I'm fucked. I don't think I need to be following this Ben guy that closely anymore. Even though I talk to him every day because I'm in his fucking Discord server.
Yeah, you get the experience by just talking to him.
Yeah,
like I just listen. I actually just I think that's just like his deterioration over time.
Yeah,
because I listened to the Money versus Passion episode pretty recently, and he was talking about how he wants to put himself into his art. How he wants to like, I don't know. He didn't actually like go into details, but he wants to like say shit with his art that he thinks. He wants people to know about what he's feeling, about what he thinks, about what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then you hear him years later, I don't have anything to say.
And it's for the longest,
said, I feel nothing.
For like a whole year, he was working on Slime and Punishment, which is a Ratty Fuckers, Cop Killers comic, which integrated Chris Chan lore, and I was like, dog, I don't care.
It also had a callback for PCP fans.
I was like, I don't care about this. I'm not reading this, and I never read it. And then he did the Kickstarter where he wanted to. I wish he would not. I wish if I could say one thing for Ben's output, I just stop doing the Kickstarters to print the books. Just make the books and don't try to waste a whole year doing a Kickstarter for them, please.
He hasn't. Has he done a Kickstarter? For
Slime and Punishment.
Kickstarter is still not.
He's getting ready, and once that Kickstarter is going, we'll bring him on. We'll promote the Kickstarter.
I'm sure you will, but
I will purchase.
He did Kickstarters for Vapors.
The Vapors 2 Kickstarter is my favorite PCP arc,
and I contributed to both of them, but it's like all of his attention would go to the Kickstarter instead of making more comics, and it's like, I would rather you just make more comics. I don't really need the Vapors physical.
But without the Vapors 2 Kickstarter, Uwupity never would have gone to college.
Uwupity.
How can you forget Uwupity?
It's funny because
that's the one name that isn't made up.
There's too much fucking lore.
That one's a real name. That was a real.
The Donkey Kong Taylor is real. Shut up.
The Donkey Kong Taylor. Sure it is.
But yeah, it's like, I don't really need. My life is more. I got more going on right now in my life than
That's true.
what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if I can support the Perfect Comic Party because I'm kind of doing a similar thing.
There's just so many ways. That's kind of what I thought was like, okay, cool. If I could get being me, if I could get into the PCP, I could probably like.
Cheesy was trying to be the new
Munchie. Plan. A perfect plan for, basically become the new Munchie. No, but kind of hash out like a proper plan for the Perfect Comic Party instead of it like running off the belt of fucking Ben Saint's pants.
I think you have as good a shot now of doing that as you would have if you became a real member, but
maybe. And then a part of me was thinking maybe I should just take all my good ideas and just use it for my games,
Oh, of course.
Right, exactly.
I'm thinking maybe. I'm like, I'm trying to weigh my options right now. Do I make a comic for the Perfect Comic Party just to have a comic and a zine? Or do I not want to be tainted with the Ben taint? Do I not want that stank on me?
I'll tell you, you have enough friends Sport. I'm talking to Sport. You have enough friends who are good artists who could probably hash out 1 or 2 pages. It doesn't even have to be fucking 5.
Of course.
Which is the number 5 is the page that killed everybody, and then you have like a nice little zine. You could probably like, and with me, I barely do Kickstarter. The last time I did a Kickstarter, it fucking failed. Yeah. But I'll do it again. Watch me do it again.
I want to do zines, but
I think doing the limited time pre-order is a lot more effective, especially if you're small like me.
I think trying to do this. I think, unfortunately, it sucks to say when you want to make this your career, but like going from unknown to getting people to pay for a zine is kind of a really hard ask.
You gotta do local events.
Yeah,
specifically zine events. You gotta do zine events. Don't do like the anime or pop culture events. Motherfuckers do not pay attention to you.
The Perfect Comic Party's like
those events.
I haven't been listening to the episode that they talk about it, but it seems it's not like nothing money related. So it's like, okay, just a little thing just to do a thing. Maybe.
Yeah, it is free.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
the plan.
Community engagement, but also free advertising for whatever Ben is doing.
I think the exposure angle would be good, but you have to become like super super popular. You have to be the kind of person that like will like help you really just branch off your audience to more places, you know, right? And at this point, I don't think that's what the PCP is, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Ben may be thinking along those lines, but for me personally, I'm like, I don't care if anybody sees this. I just want a comic and a zine, and I'll just shit out some shit. And my art will be good enough to get in. I'm sure if I make one, I'll get in, but like, I don't know.
I totally could put Make Paglachi in it if he wants. I personally don't mind.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Oof. So anyway, what's your favorite PCP moment?
Time to talk about Yellow.
It's hard to top the Yellow episode.
Yellow. I re-listened to the Yellow, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of moments I remember. I thought all these moments were from like scattered episodes, but no, a lot of them are just in this episode. Right. Recommend if you guys don't know anything about the PCP,
watch Yellow. Yeah, just watch.
Yeah,
Yellow.
And that's it. That's let those men at a time stay in that perfect stasis bubble of the Yellow episode.
Towards like the end of 2019, or maybe it was 2018, Trixie was talking about how she doesn't brush her teeth, and I liked the moment where everyone immediately turned on her, as they should.
Yeah, that's insane. I think even May said that, like, it just, imagine having a partner you have to constantly remind them to brush your teeth. Oh my God.
That hygiene episode is fucking crazy.
If you ever listen to a PCB, make sure you do not listen to the hygiene episode.
Episodes of the PCB people should listen to. Yellow is up there.
Undertale?
Things. Wait, no, that is things we can't get into.
I like the Undertale episode. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called like The Greatest Game of All Time or some shit.
What's that episode where they where Munchie, or no, was it Davoo? I think Davoo and Jesse both Jesse edited it and he cuts himself in because Davoo or someone interrupted him during an argument and he wanted to make his point clear.
I don't remember.
I can't remember when that was.
Was that Yellow too?
No, it wasn't.
No, I don't remember when that happened. I don't remember a lot of moments off the top of my head, but there's definitely Undertale, Yellow are the standouts for.
There's the very short-lived PCP highlights YouTube channel.
I like the parts where someone is eager to talk about craft and talk shop, and then there's always someone who's like, no, I don't want to talk about that.
I think maybe listen to middling to later Munchie episodes, because I think Munchie brings a good vibe whenever he's on. Maybe in the beginning he's a little annoying, so maybe not those. But I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
The
What was the last? I think I listened to the suicide episode. I thought that wasn't too bad. You know what I really liked about early PCP was just like something just about. You might say this was one of the problems, but I kind of did like the whole angle of 7 guys trying to talk over each other.
I don't think I could stomach it
pretty
now.
entertaining.
I don't think I could watch it now.
Yeah, seven white guys talking over each other. No, or maybe 7 black guys talking over each other.
I just get
maybe
that in voice calls.
There's not black guys in your server. Sport.
Not that server.
Oh, you know what? Here's a little Trixie quote from the hygiene episode. I've brushed my teeth maybe 15 times in the last 15 years.
That's once per year. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Oh, you know what?
You know what?
Here's a conversation between Trixie and Gib.
Oh.
It starts off with Trixie saying, I have an extremely long foreskin, and therefore my piss driblets get flung all over the place, which is why my bathroom is entirely covered in piss. Wait, and Gib says, wait, why don't you peel it back? And then Trixie replies with, you don't understand how long it is.
What?
Please read it from literally any other episode. Oh my god.
I totally forgot about how long Trixie's foreskin was. I totally forgot that whole bit.
Classic PCP character, Trixie's foreskin.
No,
Foreskin.
please.
Okay, all right. Here's from episode 47. You should come see me on my A game, dude. With my van outside the back of the club, you know, a woman comes out for a cigarette. I entice her with magic tricks and sleight of hand, and then I clock her in the head with a bowling ball. Get her in the fucking van, and bam, that's how you lose your virginity, folks. That's a quote from Nate Bestman.
So that is all you need to know about what the PCP was like. Those little.
If any of you have not yet seen
that man is
these are how Bird Girl jokes read out.
That quote you just said, that man, he's getting married in a couple of months. Just letting y'all know. And I'm not invited to the wedding.
Ben
sadly.
got so fucking mad whenever I mentioned the Japan episode in the server. You guys remember that?
Japan episode,
You guys
very
remember
iconic.
that?
Oh man, I have that quote written out.
Don't
I
read
do
that one.
Do you want to reiterate?
No,
We
we don't need to reiterate, but
I think we could give a quick version of
everyone was furious with me for mentioning what Nate said he himself did or tried to do during the Japan trip, and I was the bad guy. But okay.
Let's just say Nate did what might be considered an oopsie in this country, an attempted oopsie in this country, right? Maybe not in Japan. I don't know how the laws work in Japan, but maybe it's an oopsie there. Maybe it isn't.
He threatened to demod me if I mentioned it again. But now I can mention it whenever I want.
That happened anyway.
I can mention it however many times I want.
Pre-orders begin tomorrow for Spork's new book.
But if you wanna explore the depths of Nate's dark past, listen to episode 47, How We Lost Our Virginity.
I think they'll list off all the episodes that, like, if you really want to hate these guys, listen to these episodes.
I mean, if you really want to hate these guys, listen to any episode.
Oh, listen to
True.
The empathy episode.
Oh.
That has by far the most N-words per minute.
Nice.
I think in the virginity is when we get what's the fucking phrase? What's fuck? Oh no, it's explain that fucking phrase. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
It's not ringing a bell.
Yeah. Fuck, what is it? God damn it! Why can't I remember?
What was it about?
It's Digi's first girlfriend.
The one girl that he hooked up with. She wants him to.
Oh
explain...
wait, what's it called? It's that meme phrase that they were like a lot of video essays at the time were using, right?
Oh, it's
cognitive,
fuck.
something disorder.
No, it's
disorder.
Fucking
pseudo narrative dissonance.
Ludonarrative dissonance.
Ludonarrative dissonance.
Yeah, that was the time where just every video essay was using that.
She told Digi to explain ludonarrative dissonance to her while they were fucking.
Right,
which was
exactly.
a funny moment.
And
funny
just so the viewers out there, just the audience out there knows, it works, guys. I've tried it before. Waterfalls, literally.
There you go.
There you go. Evidence right there.
This is also the episode where we learn that in the PCP universe, if you don't have sex for roughly 6 months, your virginity grows back.
It grows back, yeah.
That's true.
That's a good ass quote.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good ass. That was a good joke. Let's just pretend we came up with that one on this podcast.
Yeah.
And, you can go ahead and do that.
We could probably steal just all the good jokes and just say it came from this podcast. Who's gonna check?
Only all the people
right.
who know you because of the PCP, which is most of the people.
Those aren't real people.
How are we feeling about the end of it all? The end of an era?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what to feel. When it happened, though, in my private server, I added everyone saying, "Hey, we're no longer PCP adjacent, guys. Congratulations."
Like I've been listening to this podcast every week for like 7 years, but like I don't know. I don't even feel. I feel a little sentimental because like
yeah, true.
Because like there's a lot of funny stuff in these podcasts. It has a history. But like I'm not sad about it.
This podcast, it's a part of me.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. Literally every podcast I've ever enjoyed just ends, and it's like, oh, time to find a new favorite podcast, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad.
Writing was on the wall for a while.
I'm glad it's over. Honestly.
Don't cry because it's over. Cry because it happened.
I think it's sad that Gib felt so bad that she just needed to leave, but.
Yeah, that is pretty
bad. I guess I'm glad. I don't know.
I guess it's a little bit more. I don't know what to say. How do you think podcasts should end? Should it just be like? I mean, in a perfect utopia, every podcast would just end with like, "Okay, guys, this is the last episode. Thanks for listening."
I'm a little twisted, right? I'm a little sick.
Okay. Sick of that.
When this happened, when Gib posted a tweet that she's leaving the podcast, I was like. In my mind, I'm like, oh my god, finally, something is going to get Ben to change. That was my primary concern. Finally, something will get to Ben and make him change his ways.
I assumed that, like, Ben finally, like, did something to earn Gib's ire. But no, she was just...
Atrocious.
I'm sure they're still friends.
Directly to him, but...
Nah, I'm sure... I mean, I pretty much figured what it was going to be, but... Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I guess...
Which, Gib, if you wanted to join this podcast, there is a seat.
We have if Gib ever wants to come on, then
I think this episode will make it certain that Gib never comes on this podcast.
I'm sure she's the biggest main character syndrome fan.
We'll get Ben in for his side of the story.
This is literally what Gib is not wanting to be a part of. This exact kind of thing.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Gib's cool.
Yeah.
She's making projects, making art, making real art, which is cool. So
I would say Gib's cool. She hasn't followed me back on Twitter.
I got the follow.
I guess which I guess is an okay thing for her to do. I guess that's okay.
I think she's very sparse with follows. Ben said she didn't even follow Ben on Twitter or something.
Damn. Well, that
speaking
makes sense.
of Twitter, when it was first announced that when Gabe made that announcement, I went back and I was just like kind of looking through like tweets from PCP members. I can't remember exactly like where I stumbled upon it, but there's this one artist, Jade Moreau.
Yeah.
She was like the biggest PCP head of all time.
Yeah.
She was posting fan art of them like every single week.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
I remember her. Yeah. She was in the college fund server with Ben and Jackie.
What happened to her?
She's still
after the
around.
Great Seizure that destroyed the college fund, she went off on their own. So we don't know. There are several college funders who went the wrong way or got lost in the woods during the Great schism of the college fund during its final days.
On the subject of Twitter, I've never gotten a like from Gib, but I got some likes from Ben. So
Ben will like stuff.
So we know where Julian stands in the great divorce.
I'm just saying, my loyalty can be bought.
Okay, Gib follows my NSFW account, which is, I guess, okay, and that kind of makes sense because I'm like retweeting a lot of big old titties on that account.
Yeah, that's what she's. I wonder if the Big Booby Mommy Milkers will continue. That's the podcast you could look up.
It's still going. It's just no one wants to be responsible for it.
Ripperoni.
Big Booby.
I looked. If you look up Jess's former Twitter handle, you can just see like a wasteland of people replying to nothing.
It's really funny.
Oh,
so you can see Super Eye Patch Wolf saying that he really likes his Fuck Halloween video.
Oh my god. Oh, there have been numerous moments over the years when they could have like gotten like giant ass like guests and shit.
They blew
they fucking fumbled the bag so hard. Recently, was it Chugga Conroy or was it somebody else?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One
was
of
saying
those
that they like
guys.
Ben's videos or something like that, and Ben just fumbled the bag. You could have had like your biggest guest, dude.
You could have gotten an upwind. God, there's so many moments they could have gotten like an upwind.
Yeah,
kind
a lot of time.
FD Signifier was a Digibro watcher at one point.
Oh hell!
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck that! No, absolutely
no way.
way is FD Signifier getting on the podcast.
That's not true.
I will not let that
That's
happen.
impossible.
I will not let that fucking happen.
Give me a source for that. When did he say that? I need to know. If
I
that's
believe
real.
it. I believe that.
He mentioned.
There's a lot of
I think he mentioned it.
Like, hey, there are some good videos here. Not knowing.
I think
like,
it was really.
It's no longer good.
There's a lot of people who were casually aware of Digibro, and like I've educated them on like, oh, they go by Trixie now. I'm actually on the podcast Cold Cuts. A buddy of my new poster was on, and they were talking about that someone on Twitter told them that like, yeah, Digibro goes by Trixie now, and it's she, her, and then Zach on Cold Cuts also like, oh, someone told me that too, and both of them said like, I can't remember who, and then in my head I was like, it's me, it's fucking me. Like God, the extent,
the ever present cheesy.
These extents that people
that you're mad about.
Yeah, there's extents people will go into not mention cheesy. They'll all rule the day.
The Cheesymanfredo podcast factory, always in the shadow of the PCP.
It's because he's always listening. There's no reason to ever mention him. He'll hear it.
I remember back when I appeared on the Mega 64 podcast in the voice call, someone in the comment section was like, damn, Cold Cuts, fucking Thought Cops, Cheesymanfredo guys like everywhere.
I first heard about you through the Pizza Party podcast. One of your Bongo and Luna ads. I was like, I'll check this comic out, and I didn't like it, and I stopped reading it.
I liked it. I didn't realize I never
later.
actually talked to that guy.
And then she met me, and she's like, oh, this guy's worse than I thought.
I heard the ads, but I never went and read it. I've read a few. I haven't actually read all of Bongo and Luna.
I've read some. I really don't care if everyone has read Bongo Luna a lot. All that matters is that people pre-order that make Paglachi, baby. Pre-orders.
What happened to everybody who gets to read Villainverse?
We're gonna get back.
Where's my alien girlfriend? Doesn't know I'm an alien.
We're gonna get back to my alien girlfriend. That's all coming back. That's all coming back. All right. Look, in my defense, I didn't owe 5 months of rent by then. Okay, so maybe
5 months. Oh my god.
Jesus, what happened? We have to get into that.
A lot of things that I will never mention on this podcast ever.
Okay, I think I know some of them, but
okay. A lot of let's just say Clown Milk was a big gamble.
You haven't mentioned.
You can hear all about that on the PCP.
Wait, have you hear all about that on the
PCP? Yeah, I have mentioned Clown Milk. Yeah, I mentioned it in the last episode where we had Michael and Nowhere on. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gearing up for Clown Milk 2, the Kickstarter that will save my life and will fix all my problems.
Oh, you had Noir on?
Oh yeah, I had Noir on. Yeah, his last episode.
Makes cool art.
Yeah.
I don't listen to this podcast because I can't listen to podcasts with people that I'm friends with because I can't, when they're wrong, I can't scream at them and have them hear me. So it's like
that's why you gotta be. That's why you got to be on every episode.
Exactly.
You gotta
That's what I was gonna say. She barely talks.
Not even true. I talk to Julian every day.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say.
That's true.
Whatever you say goes.
Julian's always in that server, and I'm always in that server too. There you go.
Okay. You gotta buy your tickets for Shinkan Rider now, Spork.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry.
Comes out. It's the last day of May when it comes out here in America. Only for one night.
I'll only go if somebody wants to watch it with me. I'll just watch.
You have friends in real life, I think, maybe.
I do, and I hung out with them yesterday, bitch. But I don't want to go to the theater for that. I'll just watch it on my computer.
All right. Okay. You do that.
I'm still waiting for those Japanese rips to drop. For some reason, they aren't as friendly as they were with Ultraman.
That is kind of interesting. And I get maybe that. Oh, I know Toei is kind of a little more tighter lip on everything Kamen Rider related. Unlike with Ultraman, like the Subaraya wants people in the West to like Ultraman. They're really pushing Ultraman hard.
Are they?
Over here on the West. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's why they did the deal with Marvel to do all those comics that are still coming out.
They're also
and then I'm not
those comics I didn't know about or hear about.
Yeah, I read one issue. I read 2 issues of that comic, and I'm like, wow, this is not what I like about Ultraman. So I'm not gonna.
It's probably similar to the Attack on Titan Marvel comic.
Was that Ultra Mega?
No, not Ultra Mega. It's Ultra Mega is like its own unique thing, even though the name will make you think otherwise. But
yeah, I'm really sad that what's his name, creator of that, is apparently a fucking bigot asshole.
Yeah, he is. That fucking sucks.
Because I really like his art, James Herron.
It's shame. Yeah, he's God, shame. Why is it always the good ones? Why are homophobes so good at drawing? What the fuck, man?
They're usually not.
Yeah.
Why are they so good at voicing Sonic the Hedgehog?
There's only a few good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Only the good ones.
In fact, both of Sonic the Hedgehog's previous voice actors are following Matt Walsh on Twitter.
Dude, this is why we need Spiral on the podcast more often. He's giving the Sonic updates.
I can if you give me enough time, I can make every topic go back to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, Free Comic Book Day was a few days ago. Was there a Sonic comic?
There was not.
Okay, good.
What?
I didn't miss anything.
Oh, okay, you know what there was? Oh god, fuck. I did an event for Free Comic Book Day, and I was really like schmoozing the people trying to sell my copies of McPuglachi. It worked pretty well. I sold like 11 copies, which is a good number for when you're selling an indie comic. They did have a Free Comic Book Day book for a book called I Am Stan, which is a biography of Stan Lee, and it's written by the guy who did the Jack Kirby autobiography, Tom Scioli. And there's a couple of previews of it on his Patreon because I'm his patron. And it looks pretty good because it doesn't look like he's shy away from all the fucked up shit Stan Lee did to people. Like he has that explicitly in the book, right? Like a moment where like back then an artist asked Stan Lee, "Hey, can I keep all my original art that I made for this comic?" And Stan's like, "Sure." And he pulled it out. He got a big Sharpie and he drew a fucking X all over it. He's like, "Here you go."
Yeah, it's just like the Blu-rays.
Yeah, just like the Blu-rays. Tying it back. And there was like a preview for it for Free Comic Book Day, but by the time I got in line, it fucking sold out because I had to be in charge of my collectives booth at the time.
Yeah, I didn't bother going to my comic store. I've been house hunting.
Mm-hmm.
You recently boothed, didn't you, Sparrow?
I did.
Oh yeah, how did that go?
It was interesting. The event was really fun. It was the Mission Arts and Comic Festival in San Francisco.
Hell yeah!
And I went with 10 copies to sell. I came back with 3, nice. And I only sold 3 of them.
You gave out the other one.
I gave one to a friend and then I traded 3 of them.
I relate. No, I've been there. Where you trade them out, you give them, you give them out to people.
It's real cool.
I've been in that spot.
It's real cool.
It was real cool. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
They I posted this on Twitter, but like they went around with a piñata and asked people if they wanted to donate like stickers or mini zines to put inside. And at the end of the event, they put it up outside, and they were gonna have people hit it. And but when they pulled the string, the first time it fell to the ground immediately. So they just destroyed it with a bat on the ground.
Nice.
Cool.
That's a pretty good idea. Gonna steal that.
Where's my
copy? The zinata.
Very cool.
Are you gonna post the comic online, like digitally?
Yeah, I will.
All right.
I'm thinking I might try and get into the Perfect Comic Party, just so that I can finally get onto the PCP channel and shit on Ben in his face. He won't hear this. Wow. He won't know that's what I'm doing. I'm joking.
Yeah. I don't know who he actually might. This might be the first main character syndrome episode he listens to. If we're lucky enough,
he'll hear how negative it was in the beginning and stop by now.
Yeah, he'll start adding you in his server and be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Ben famously said, Gib asked Spork on the podcast. Ben said, "Never." We'll see. We'll see about that.
Damn, dreams crushed. Dreams
Anyone who remembers the rivals to the Procrastinators podcast? Their archenemy, the Crow Masticators podcast.
The Crow Masticators. I never listened to
guys,
one. I think
those guys didn't last long. All the like explicit PCP adjacent podcasts never.
There was also the Teen CP.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
There was also how could you forget the ever so popular Cockcast?
I like the Cockcast.
Oh, the Cockcast.
Yeah.
The Cockcast is gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
She deleted them all.
I wanted to listen to it because I had never heard it before.
I didn't like the Cockcast because I was like, I don't like this.
You just don't like women. Yeah.
That's not true.
I
had women.
Also,
unlike the PCP, I had more women on this podcast than they ever had.
That was a strong bit of foreshadowing whenever Gibbs started coming on.
I did share the podcast with some of my friends, and they liked it.
A strong foreshadowing whenever Gib was on the Cockcast.
Yeah.
There's also Jade Moreau did a little piece of fan art in like 2017 of Gib as Ryuko, and I remember Gib as Ryuko from Kill la Kill.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember that.
I remember in one of a more recent episode from like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, Gib said Ryuko made her trans.
Probably.
Nice.
I mean, that's probably true of a lot of people.
It was the first couple of dominoes that led into Gib becoming trans.
Where are the Satsuki trans girls?
They're probably the same girls.
They're out there in the wild somewhere. There was another PCP related thing I got on top of my head. Yeah, it goes to show we really care about the PCP because we didn't even make any of these fucking eulogy episodes for the fucking Pizza Party podcast.
What is there to say?
When that ended. What is there to say? Yeah.
Except for where is the podcast?
Where is it?
Exactly. Where is the
podcast? Where is
the podcast? When I give the speech at the Pan Pizza wedding, I'm gonna be like, where's the podcast? On the microphone. And everyone's family are gonna look around being like, who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck? Oh man, I hope I do get invited. There's gonna be, how they have like family, how they organize where people are gonna sit, and on tables. There's gonna be one organized for like content creators. I'm gonna be in that table.
You're gonna be sitting next to fucking.
I'm gonna be sitting next to Mango's friends because it seems like Pan can't keep too many of them.
What the fuck is his name? Dumbsville? That guy sucks.
I'm gonna sit next to Dumbsville.
I don't know how you interact with these people, if I'm being honest.
I don't. I mostly just interact with Pan and Mango. that's about it. The Mango's like, come play Mario Kart with us, and I'm like, I literally don't play video games. I have no consoles.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, they're good. They're good people. Can't wait for the wedding. I'm gonna give them a big old gift. What should I get for the wedding? What do you think?
Dude, I don't.
What do I get the man who? what do I get for the man who has it all?
I don't know, dog. I can't help you there.
Yeah. Look,
get him a framed copy of the photo where he's with Ian JQ and Rebecca Sugar.
Get him like a painted, like I get someone to paint that and make it all thing. Like, here you go.
There you go. Yeah.
And wait, hold up. What's that? You know that Reddit wedding picture where it's like they're getting married and everyone in the audience is like all the fucking fictional characters they like.
I don't. But
I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'll get a painted version of that, and it's like it's Pan and Mango getting married, and in the background it's all the fucking characters they like. It's Raven from Teen Titans. All of the Teen Titans are there.
Mavis from Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, they're all just goth.
They should stream the wedding so all their fans can see. It's just like Gaijin Goomba.
Oh wait, did he stream his wedding?
Yeah, he was checking the stream like during.
What a fucking king! What a fucking king move!
That's awful.
Dude, fucking 10 out of 10.
Why is the world like this?
Oh, hey, here's another fun little Nate quote.
Oh no!
Nice.
I've considered being bulimic for the intellectual experience.
There you go. I believe that. You know what? I believe that's 100% true.
I've considered taking angel dose.
Oh, here it is. Jesse is no more. You can call me Microphone Jones from episode 31.
Wow.
Remember?
Classic quote. Memorable
guess,
quote everyone remembers.
I guess these are real people that you're listing off, and these aren't like made up.
Wait, did Nate have a Bernie arc at all?
Was he Yang?
No, he was Yang. I mean, at first it was Trixie, but then Nate got converted to.
Ben was big on the Yang.
I thought
fucking idiot.
Nate saying "Bernie, I still love you, I'll never forget" was significant enough to write down as a quote.
For a while, he had a recurring joke on his channel where he was pro-Hillary.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was a character on his channel.
We loved.
Oh, there's remember when Rick and Morty came out?
Yeah.
Disastrous consequences on the Procrastinators podcast.
Disastrous consequences for everybody, really. Like that the damage.
A net negative on the universe.
I describe my politics as the Aberdolf Linkler policy. Trixie.
Oh, wow. She doesn't know what the fuck she's saying. They never knew what the fuck they were talking about. God damn.
Yeah.
Fuck. I was. No one is like I tweeted this before. No one under the age of 25 should make a video essay ever, because like you might be thinking like, oh, they might be saying clever shit, but you're gonna grow and you realize no, this is all dumb and stupid. No one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Everyone thinks they're a fucking genius. Don't watch anime. Only watch HBO Max
PCP
shows.
was the ultimate guys who think they're smart but are the stupidest guys in the world podcast.
Yeah.
For the longest
and they talk
time,
about it. They talk about shit with zero. It's like there is like layers of irony, but it's like so many layers that they just believe what they say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It loops around.
And then you got a circle jerk of teenagers all like, sniffing up their farts and making them stand up still, This was a mistake. The main character syndrome was a mistake. It was all a mistake. We gotta go back. No, I'm supposed to be working right now.
I literally am supposed to be working right now. I'm in the middle of working on my final.
If anyone acquires a time machine, we have to go back in time and kill Nerd Rider 1. He's the one who started all of this. He convinced all of those people into thinking that that was a viable career option, while he himself was just getting ahead of the grift.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot of people, it was.
Early PCP, Nerd Rider does come up surprisingly a lot. when they talk about how much they hate him.
The only video from him I've seen was one where he said something positive about Trump, so I hate him.
Whoa, did he really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I started hating him before Trump became a thing.
Damn. It's ahead of the game. Ahead of the flippin' game. Damn, I think I might be out of PCP Steam. I think it's over.
See you guys on the Perfect Comic Party podcast.
Coming out never.
I'll be there. I'll make it on there.
If you're there, Solidarity Spiral. If you're there, I have to.
Hell yeah.
What do you think? Okay, let's do a little theory craftiness. What's the one thing you think would make everyone like come back instantly on the PCP?
Literally nothing.
I unironically think if Nate came back.
No way.
If
no
Nate came
way.
back, I think people would start fucking watching it again.
Half the people hate Nate.
Nah.
Everyone...
Even the Nate haters would be curious.
I guess it would be. I would be curious to see it. I guess.
If Nate came back, Davu came back, and they all just came back. What if just the next episode they're all back and they just act like that whole drama didn't happen? And they're all just like still buddy.
Davu just made a video that she doesn't outright mention the PCP, but she basically disavows everything she's ever made.
Nice.
Oh wow. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I remember that. Yeah. Davu's weird.
And she's left the internet for probably the final time.
For the third time and the non-final time. I don't believe it. You gotta be on the internet to release video games.
That is true.
True. You gotta be on the internet.
But Trixie did say that the only way that she would forgive Ben Saint is if he committed harakiri.
That's right.
So I think that bridge is burned completely, and there's no, literally nothing.
Obviously. Yeah, no. I would. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested in what Gibbs just starts doing. I think she said she's gonna.
What do you think of Clarissa Gunsmoke?
I watched.
I.
There was a brief moment where I was like, Gib, I can read your comic and edit it for typos, and I did that for like twice. I like it. It's
you missed
good.
A couple.
I still need to read it.
I couldn't really. It's funny because like say I like it, but I couldn't really get too far into it. Like I was like, this is kind of too. I don't know, a little too straightforward, a little too kind of simple for me, I guess. That's why I told like Gib, like you should just make the characters look goofier. I think if the characters look goofier, if the world looked goofier, and more kind of sillier or more like exaggerated out there, I think I'd like it. I'd be more enticed to read more of it, but everything just feels like a little bit too straightforward.
You want the Bandit King to be more bandity.
I want the like just make the Bandit King more bandy.
You want it to look like Villainverse.
Just make yes. Go full villainverse. No, but just kind of like exaggerate every single aspect of a human. Like, just why not? You know, because other than that, it just feels like a straightforward.
Not everything trying to be One Piece.
Okay, but One Piece is good.
And I don't think everything should try to be One Piece.
I think when you do something like cowboy related, everything under the sun has been done with fucking cowboys. So you really gotta like stand out of the fucking. You really gotta think outside the bun.
Well, Clarisa's not even just cowboys. It's just kind of several things.
Okay, well, there's a lot of cowboys in that first issue. So.
I haven't really like delved into. It's funny, like I've listened to the PCP for so long, but the only like I didn't really watch Digibro videos. I didn't really watch a lot of outside content. I just listened to the podcast for the longest time.
Damn.
I would watch Nate's videos every once in a while. Like once he started doing once he did Mia Maffava.
You never watched it?
I watched those, but not really.
That's
not a lot of them.
Who are you?
That's interesting.
Who are?
I don't know.
Damn, I was gonna say, what do you think? What do you think about the vapors?
I like
the Vapors. I did. I like Ben's comics, and I have 2 podcasts about them that you can't listen to anymore. I'm sorry. We did 2 podcasts about the Champion. When Ben is on the second one. That was like in the early days of like our little fandom, like our little Discord server. So several people who are now deceased are on that podcast, and it was a great fun time.
Like really?
No. Several friends who are several former friends who are now excommunicated were there.
I thought you said your daughter was dead. She's dead to us.
Are Harg and Crack on them?
Harg is on. Crack is not on.
Yes. Damn, you could have had 2 for 1.
No, we couldn't have. I don't think he even wanted to be on. But anyway.
The Harg and Crack we didn't even talk about the Harg and Crack
I don't
saga.
actually want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's
like
too
favorite.
Baseball. That
feels too close to home for me.
I think Ben Saint can have his own podcast.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, we're probably gonna get one eventually, maybe.
If Ben wants to talk to air out that shit, I don't want to. I don't know. I feel weird about all that shit.
How do you think it's gonna the PCP end with all members getting like real jobs? Looks like that's what Ben is going for right now.
Ben is trying his darnest to not get a real job.
I've been there, but I recently got accepted into a real job. I'm not gonna say what it is on this podcast.
I kind of want to get out of my job, but I can't because I'm trying to buy a house, so I'm stuck.
Don't worry. Clown Milk 2 is gonna come out. It's gonna be fine. Then I can quit my real job that I'm not working in at yet, so it's all good. Clown Milk shall solve all of our problems. Believe me. It worked this time, I swear.
I'm hoping that the Perfect Comic Party gets made, just so that I can see a comic of mine in a zine. That's all I care about. It can only last for 1 issue, and I won't care.
That's probably what's going to happen.
If you want to make a zine, we can help you with that.
I know, but I'd also would rather not do any work if given the option.
We're not as popular as Ben, so Spork is not interested.
I would much rather hitch my wagon to you than Ben. But that's why if I submit a comic, it'll just be like some shit I think of on the spot. It won't be like anything I actually care about.
Everyone's gonna hitch their wagon to main character syndrome once Clown Milk 2 comes out. It's gonna be kind of like the second coming of Christ.
You're gonna need to get Eye Patch Wolf on this podcast, or else it's not going anywhere, buddy.
10 million copies sold.
Eye Patch Wolf, so that we can be friendly with him, or denounce my dislike of him.
I think Julian has been public about his dislike. Right? No,
Rest in peace.
It's fine.
You're NGMI.
I'm gonna meet Eye Patch Wolf at the Pan Pizza wedding. We're gonna sit right next to each other.
I'll be your co-host for that episode. I'm a big Eye Patch Wolf fan. I'm the biggest Eye Patch Wolf fan in the entire world. I'm
gonna be on the Eye Patch Wolf episode also, by the way.
They don't want to be on the Eye Patch Wolf episode.
They want to get in good so they can get on a.
I just need to tell him.
Let's fight a boss.
I just need to tell him, dude. Maybe there's like some way you can like edit your audio, because when you talk, it's like. When you go real low, it's like impossible to hear you. Then I gotta turn you up, and then you just start screaming, and it's like, oh my, please.
I've never heard anyone except you and Kazoo say that.
It's a big
I've never had any problem with his audio.
It's a silent majority.
It's
Spiral.
a big problem.
I never had that problem with his audio.
It's kind of like people who don't like T and P sounds, but isolate one of them,
like
more will show up.
It's not like that at all.
Okay. All right. Man, I had another thing I was gonna say.
Say it. Hurry.
This podcast is an anti-endless jest podcast. There, I said it. Never liked Endless Just.
That's a bold stance, but I respect it.
I do not care. Congratulations.
Endless Just haters. I agree when they said that like talking about dreams is boring. I agree.
Okay, listen. There's ways to do it though. Like Mage, not the best dream talk about her, but there are ways to talk about your dreams without being like this and this and then this and it was like this and then this.
Okay,
nobody wants to hear that.
You could just have better dreams.
Okay.
Like
What dreams did you guys have last night? Because I had a really weird one.
Wait, what'd you say?
I had a dream.
Ask me what dreams you guys had last night.
I don't remember what the whole dream is, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to reiterate the whole thing.
I didn't like my dream last night.
One crazy moment in my dream was that I think it was like my cousin's family. They bought like a tiny little like hairless like cow creature, a bull creature or something, and they had like a little chihuahua, and the chihuahua was trying to bite the back of the cow, and the cow did the fucking like that back kick
yes.
that like would instantly fucking kill you, that like horses and cows do. The cow did that to the fucking chihuahua and snapped his fucking neck backwards.
Jesus.
But it was still alive, and we're all like, "Oh shit, you gotta take it to the vet."
Oh.
Apparently, the chihuahua did make it out alive. That was part of my fucking dream.
That's a crazy dream.
God damn.
Yeah.
I didn't have a good dream last night, but Spirals read an incredible saga, one of my recent dreams, called Bakugo in Space, and that's all I'll say about that.
Oh man, I had one of my recent dreams that I actually remember. I very sparingly remember actually what my dreams, but they fade super quickly, so I have to write them down. But I had this one where it was like in this like dark alleyway with this. Like, it was very dark and atmospheric. There was, like, kind of blue lights coming in from it was, like, fucking ethereal. It was fucking weird.
Fucking ethereal, yes.
And, like, this lady comes up to me and says, I don't even remember what she said anymore. But, like, she starts crying.
Oh, wow.
And asks me if I'm okay. And then, like, I look at her and I start crying. And I said, yes. And then, like, we're both standing there crying. Like... And I can't, like, I don't know, like, if we even said anything to each other. But the feeling I remember is, like, having lost something. This is not a good way to describe a dream. This doesn't sound like anything.
It's really hard.
I'm realizing it in real time.
Okay, the best way to describe a dream is that it's kind of like when a show or a series, like, they know that the beginning of the series isn't, like, that exciting, so what they do is at the first seconds of the opening, it's like the exciting moment that happened in the future, and then they cut back to months before this moment happened to kind of entice you to like, ooh, that exciting moment's coming up, you know. So you mentioned like the most like kind of out there or like interesting part of your dream first, and then everything that leads up to it, you know.
Yeah.
Like hyping off that like, oh, don't worry guys.
Okay, I'll explain Bakugo in Space briefly then.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was in a school for superheroes, not unlike the one from
My
that
Hero,
manga, but it was actually very unlike it. I was like a nerd, right? But I had like powerful telekinetic abilities. And Bakugo was like a bully, right? He was bullying me. I was a completely different character from what I am in real life. But
okay.
So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Bakugo, and I use my powers to fuck him up, and then he gets really mad, and we start fighting, and the fight gets so big that it ends up, I like build a rocket around Bakugo and launch him into space, where he remains for 5 years. And he comes back to Earth after 5 years with a family, because I ended up pointing him at a planet that had like a lot of war, like it had like people living on it, like aliens living on it, and I sent him there, and he became the king of that planet and came back with a family, and he was much nicer now. And it was a very sad reunion. That's the dream.
Oh wow. you fucking World War Hulk him.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, he came back with a family.
Yeah.
Oh wow. All right. So there's a right way to do dreams. There's a wrong way to do dreams.
Tune in for more dreams on the main character Dreamcast.
Dream
Yeah,
episode, dream episode, dream episode.
This is gonna be the last time we talk about dreams. No more. The only dreams we're gonna talk about is the dreams I'm gonna accomplish when Clown Milk 2 comes out, baby. That's the only dreams we're gonna be talking about.
My dream is
Little
the
black
Vapor
boys
Street
and little black
Kickstarter.
girls.
When's it happening?
Dude, I think with vape, I think vapors need to get more darker. I don't think it's dark enough. I think it's a little bit too.
I haven't even read Vapors 3. I was waiting for the book. I was waiting for the physical copy.
It's a little bit too normal. That's why I kept recommending Daniel Klaus' story. It's kind of like, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I like it when
it's
stories
got
are
3
normal.
chapters, so.
I like that stuff. That's good.
Yeah,
No,
I like it too.
When
He
white
just needs
boys
to make
go
more of
crazy.
it. There's no reason it needs to take this long. Also, where the fuck is the champion? Give me the fucking champion chapter 2, bitch. Hurry the
He's
fuck
working
up.
on it.
He's not working on it.
That's what he said on the last episode of the
He's
PCP.
lying. He was lying. He's only working on Beastcapades right now.
Oh wait, that's right. It is
I
Beastcapades.
think,
I like Beastcapades.
He's not working on the champion.
Man, if I was Ben, I would to do the perfect comic party, like to get on the right foot, is that people need to get an idea of what kind of comics you're looking for specifically for the submission, right? So what you do is, like, if I was Ben, I would just do a brand new comic with some sort of, and really like try to give it your all on this one to kind of make it interesting enough for people to be engaged and want to read more, right? But that also works as that first comic will work as like a template of like, this is like what the page count should be around. This is like,
I kind of like it just
how
being
long it should
freeform.
take.
There's a fucking other Spiral, I think, posted it. Another zine has a comic zine called Perfect Comic Party or something.
Oh yeah,
which is really
Ironworks
fucking funny.
or something.
Perfect
crime.
Perfect crime party. Yeah, and I thought I like it if they don't have themes, or like don't have like too rigid of guidelines. I think 5 pages is fine.
I think that's fine.
It's an Iron Circus Comics. That's what it is.
Oh well, if Iron Circus is behind it, then like that's a whole ass company, and yeah, I don't think someone like Ben could compete at the level that he's at.
That one is a Perfect Crime Party. Is like make a comic based off of a crime, like a heist or something.
Oh,
and I prefer it scenes not have themes, because the only time I like that is EX Mag, which is really cool.
I think you have too much freedom. Sport. That's what hinders you. You need a structure of sorts.
You don't know anything that hinders me.
What is it?
I'm more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
That's not true. That's not
true.
true at all.
It's true.
No, that's not true.
Right?
No, that's fake.
Right?
Wrong.
I believe
Right?
in sport.
Don't
Right?
agree with her. Don't
Spiral?
agree with her. Don't.
Right, Spiral?
Dude, Cheesy Spork would like kill you, dude. She's
She
way too powerful.
There you
She
go.
wouldn't kill me. She would have done it by now at this point.
I haven't had any reason to.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay. I'm gonna destroy Spork. I'm gonna destroy her mind.
I may be in your area sooner rather than later, so you better watch your
wait,
mouth.
According to Chris, Spork is like super. it would be a good fight, but Spork would definitely win in the end.
Cheesy
Wait,
has
Spork,
no
were you-
method of stopping me.
Wait, Spork, was that true? Are you joking? Are you
We'll
telling
see.
the truth?
We'll see.
You better tell me when you're
We'll see.
around this area, so we can finally settle the score in person. Oh man. And I think that's it. Any final words about the PCP?
Unlike the PCP, we love women.
True, we love women. We do love women. We're gonna have more. We already have had more POC like members and guests than like the PCP has ever had. So we're winning on the diversity front. I'm pretty sure we probably got in more women on this podcast than the PCP. So we're winning on that front. You know, we're winning. This is gonna be. I'm pretty sure me
How
and
many
Julian
other
and I are
women
gonna have
do you have on this podcast?
Don't worry about it.
None.
There's been. Let me look back. We've had.
I'm
women.
looking at
What?
the guests here. I don't see too
Okay,
many.
Man, shut up.
I don't know who Comic Book Ant is though. So
You should get invite Lethal Aurora Mage on here.
Mango is a trans man.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, I had Berries and Cream. Berries and Cream is a woman.
Wendy Snowradish was on, right?
Yeah, Wendy Snowradish was on.
No idea who the fuck.
Spork.
I don't know any of these people. I don't listen to this podcast. All right, you're right. You're correct. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Gloom has been on. Yeah, boom.
Oh yeah, Gloomy.
And the list is growing. I have a short list of prospective guests.
We're gonna have more. We're gonna have more women on. We're gonna have more. We're gonna have more autistic people on. You know, I know every member of the PCP had autism, but like, we're gonna have more like autistic people on. We're gonna have the whole spectrum.
All right.
Yeah, that's the goal. I was into the PCP and thought like there should be more POCs. Call this the POC podcast.
They never allowed it. He only allowed 2.
Yeah. Exactly. True.
We'll never allow the PCP to be more woke than the main character syndrome.
Never allow the PCP to get woke, and that's why it fell.
We admit that we don't know what we're talking about, so we already have that above them.
That's true. I don't consider myself an expert. Nah, I'm lying. That's a joke. that was
I'm an expert on things nobody needs to know about.
If I'm not, I say all the time that I'm no expert, all the time. But I'm mostly expert on stuff that isn't important.
Alrighty.
So Okay, I think we're done here. Thank you. Thanks for listening to another exciting episode of the PCP. This is the final episode of the PCP. Never again.
Normally.
Oh my god! I got another follower. I have 420 followers on Twitter now.
Yo, 420. Yo,
I hit the number.
Did it?
That's the 420 song.
Snoop Dogg is gonna come to your house and he's gonna shake your hand.
He's gonna come to your house and call you a nephew. Finally.
That's what I always wanted.
What's poppin', nephew? Tell me about Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what he's gonna say when he sees you. And you're gonna describe what's it, the golden acorn.
The sword of acorn.
You're gonna describe the sword of acorn. He's gonna be like, man, for real? That's what's gonna say, man, for real.
Not the sword of the
acorn. That's the looming threat. Whenever I join a call, I could talk about the sword of acorns at any moment. Ruin the whole thing.
We're gonna put like. We're gonna write a warning on Spiral's forehead. Said, "Don't bring up the sword of acorn."
It's just like it's the sword of Damocles hanging over everyone else's heads.
It's the sword of acorn.
The sword of acorn
hanging over. All right. Okay. What do you guys want to promote? Spiral? Let's say people think that you deserve more followers. Where do they find you at?
You will all find me at Spiral_Senshi on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll be posting a short little comic, pretty soon, starring one of my characters, Holly, that I like a lot, and she's cool, and you should like her too. And later, I'll be posting a 4-ish minute animated short.
Nice.
So look forward to that.
This episode also comes out on Wednesday. You know what that means.
It's fucking White Girl Wednesday!
White Girl Wednesday. White Girl Wednesday.
White Girl.
It's my favorite day of the week.
Exactly. So that's gonna be happening today.
If you want to know what that means, follow me on Twitter.
Yes, Spork isn't a white girl, but I guess I'll allow her to promote her stuff right now. What's up?
It's not.
What do you want to promote, Spork?
My Twitter's in the fucking description. That's all. I draw art. You might like it.
Look forward to Spork's comic and Perfect Comic Party coming out eventually.
Tetramillion coming soon. A Perfect Comic Party.
If a My Alien Girlfriend comes back, Tetramillion has to come back too.
Please bring back Tetramillion, Spork. I want it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Maybe stop dreaming and start doing.
I'm thinking about it.
Exactly.
Right. And Julian, what do you got to promote? Julian, my co-host.
The usual things. Please visit vqcd.in It's my website where all the cool stuff is.
Good. And I'm Cheesymanfredo. Don't got anything to promote. Oh wait, no, I do. Second printing of Clown Milk is happening.
Whoa.
Yeah, and if I don't get enough pre-orders, I will not do Clown Milk 2. JK, I will still do Clown Milk 2. So if you missed out on that first, now's the time. This might also be the last time to get it physically.
Oh shit.
Unless I change my mind, I don't fucking know.
You should change your mind.
Maybe. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Not too many people like clowns, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I feel like clowns are anti-commerce. You know, they don't like spending money. It's just a feeling.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. What was I gonna say? And Make Pagachi gonna do those pre-orders soon. Another round of pre-orders, and in a couple of weeks from now.
I got my copy.
Yeah, Spyro got his copy. Spork's copy should be in the mail by now. Actually, yeah, if Volske got his copy, Spork should have her copy. Yeah, exactly. I sent it. Yeah, but we're gonna do another run of those. The motion comic should come out soon. I'm gonna try to make it a mission to come out this week. I can see the finish line of it. God, motion comics are so fucking annoying to make. I hate making motion comics. It sucks ass.
I remember when you said you were gonna. You said on the
watch.
PCP you were gonna make one, and you said you were gonna do it in like a week.
Yeah, I did, but 5 million different things happened in that week, and I was not financially well that week. Which is me every other week. Every other week something happens. It's like, oh,
seems so, yes.
Oopsie, another financial crisis for me to face. Oopsie. I guess we really are in a fucking recession.
Yeah.
Exactly. But also, all right, okay.
Couldn't be me though.
Okay, well, make some comics. If you got all this non-recession, if you got all these financial crises that you're not facing, make some comics right now. Okay, and the comic that me and Mimiori are making, that's coming out soon. She's almost done.
Is it really now?
Yeah, it's almost done. It's almost done. It's more than halfway done. I've seen it so far. It looks good. This one's gonna be the banger. This one's gonna be great.
From what I've seen,
you're the reason I haven't had enough.
Only Ben is gonna make back his investment.
Finally, after a year.
You're the reason I haven't had enough fucking serendipity in my life. That's your fault.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay,
yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, but I'm technically speaking, I'm gonna make more money for her than you a lowly fan could ever make for her. So there you go.
Okay.
Because when we get the Netflix deal for Extra Souls, the movie, you'll see, you'll all see.
I will see at that point.
All you gotta do is invite Spork and Mimiori on the same episode. They'll be friends.
I might do that. If Spork acts a little bit more nicer than me, I might do that. If this little attitude of hers.
I think Cheesy was talking about getting me and Mimiori on an episode like a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's already happening.
It's my go-to is like if I always need 2 guys and 2 girls for every guest at a time. Weird. This one, yeah, I'm just OCD like that. Haha, it's totally not sexist. All right, I think that's it. Goodbye, everybody. R.I.P. PCP. PCP forever.
Bye.
Long live Monkey Jones.
Jones is gonna break your
bones.
Monkey Jones is gonna break your bones. Monkey Jones is gonna break your bones.
Break your bones.
All right. Damn, we didn't even talk about the insufferable social media argument.
And we shouldn't. Goodbye.
All right. Okay.